Yo, we are back with another episode of the JAXXON podcast. I'm here with my co-host, Rampage Jackson, my co-host. He's back from Dubai, Luke Rockhold. It's always amazing after a huge win against Joe Schilling, crazy right hand. And we have one of the most special, most requested guests the JAXXON podcast has ever seen. I've never seen your name requested so many times. Between you and Joe Rogan, those are the two most requested guests of all time on this show.
We got a pride legend in the house.
And we got a legend in the house, Alistair Overeem. Ladies and gentlemen, we have a legend in the house.
Yes, thank you.
It's amazing to have you here.
Yeah, it's nice.
Did you fly in from Holland?
I had 2 nights in Miami.
Oh, yeah. You got to do some Miami time.
I officially live there still.
Oh, for real?
Yeah, and actually eligible for my US passport. So I'm thinking I'm going to actually do that.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I never been to Holland. I only been to the airport. I always wanted to go and visit.
Holland?
Oh, I never been there. Amsterdam.
So you need to come.
Where? I've never been to Amsterdam.
Amsterdam?
I've been to the airport.
I've never been either.
I've been to Amsterdam. I love Amsterdam.
For real?
Yeah.
What'd you do when you was there?
Fun.
I went during one of the big festivals.
Did you go to the red light district?
Did you go window shopping?
Definitely not. No.
Did you go window shopping? Bro?
I did some nice
Be
morning
honest.
runs.
Come on, be honest.
Through the canals.
Be honest.
I did a tasting. I went to a very famous
did-
restaurant for
who
a
did you
chef
taste?
opening.
You did not see the red light district?
No, I mean I visually saw it. I didn't walk through it or anything like that.
It's not really Bear's thing, you know. Hey, it's not really.
Dude, you see what I got to do with?
Hey,
Listen, dude, former K-1 World Grand Prix champion, Strikeforce heavyweight champ, Dream heavyweight champ, held all 3 belts at the same time. One of the things I got to just jump into off the break is that is one of the craziest feats in MMA history, to be able to jump from mixed martial art, from discipline to discipline, and be at the most elite level. We got to jump right into this before these guys start talking about red light districts. We got to start talking about
You
MMA.
want to change the subject?
Yeah, I got to change the subject real quick.
And a good one too. No, it actually just happened. Sometimes some stuff does happen. I remember it was 2008, and I had just had the Crow Cup fight, and then that kind of went a little bit sour, a little bit no contest. And all of a sudden, after the fight, Butter from the K-1, he was kind of a name, and we know Butter. He walked in the ring and he starts talking smack, and I didn't even notice at the time. Later, I was gonna have the rematch with Crow Cup, and then they said no, Crow Cup is not available. You need to fight, K-1 rules, and you know how they were in Japan, right? They just throw you under the bus.
Yeah.
And I don't know, I was in a good energy, good shape. I was like, you know what, let's go. And then I just accepted the fight. Actually, I accepted the fight on the term we were going to do 2 fights, which beforehand you already know he's not going to do it. But we kind of was able to get a little bit more, more terms, more favorable terms.
Yeah, it's
And
crazy.
that actually took me into the K1. So I never had a plan to become K1 champion initially.
Really? I mean, you're one of only 2 MMA fighters to hold a belt in K1 and MMA. And then after you got the K1 belt, I mean, they paid you a ton of money to fight in K1, right?
Why y'all in his business, his finances, man?
No,
Was
they
it- was
paid-
it brown bag money?
I heard it was $6 million for one K1 fight.
That's crazy.
That's not true.
That's not true.
That's
And
crazy.
by the way, they went bankrupt. They didn't even pay me.
What?
I fought actually 4 fights because the Dream fight they didn't pay me either. 4 fights, I didn't get paid. But I had 2 belts. And I kind of beforehand knew, what was that company called again? FEG, had financial difficulties.
Yeah.
So I kind of knew already, okay, but I'm fighting for the belt. I don't care.
That is crazy not
That
to
is
get
crazy.
paid.
Yeah,
You got
that
to
is
talk to
crazy.
your management team.
Well, what are you going to do in Japan, right? It's
Yeah,
far,
you're
it's
dealing with
total different system, different culture. They don't speak English.
Gangsters too, right? I mean,
Nah,
Not the later
it's,
days.
It's kind of levels, but it's the promotions. Well, they're not answering the phone. They're not answering emails anymore. What are you gonna do? Then the level above is television, and then above that, I don't know. But I just forgot about it.
yeah.
I don't know. I had setbacks. I don't know about you guys, but I always look forward and I just accelerate in the new direction. And then, what's behind me? Because you're gonna make up, right? And that's what we did. Because we went Strikeforce, then we went UFC, and
It's crazy because K1 at the time was a very elite. It could have been one of the most elite mixed martial arts organizations in the world. The fights were big. You guys were putting on these spectacles.
Well, that's pride.
No, but even your K1 fight too. Pride was crazy.
K1 was huge
K1
back in the
was
day
huge,
when we was
like-
fighting
Huge.
it.
Yeah,
We
yeah.
was fighting the Pride.
Yeah, but going into Pride, obviously we've seen Rampage success, and we saw how big overseas fighting really created fighters. And I feel like you're part of that generation of icons that came from overseas mixed martial arts organizations. Do you feel like that plays into some of your guys' legacy. Rampage has this crazy, yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah. I mean, we fought everywhere, right? We didn't care. Last minute replacements, changes. And the Japanese was a total different world, different negotiation, different feel. But very nice to have experienced. Now after, so nice that we actually saw them. The beginning stages of MMA, which is now so worldwide, is like so big, so different now. But the beginning was special. Pride was special.
Which one did you like more, Pride or UFC?
Pride by far.
Yeah.
Really?
By far. They had this art director, and he was very gifted. And every event would be kind of a different theme. And they had a great props, great lighting, the movie clips. So every theme was like it's like an artistic masterpiece. And UFC is just a whole different. Everything is the same. Two guys running around.
They rarely let you actually be yourself. You know. I mean, they let Israel Adesanya do his little walkout one time. I mean, because it was in Australia, I believe, right? Remember when they did like the dance and it came out? Yeah. But then they let Connor come out with Shania with Shania, not Shania Twain, but
R.I.P.
Sinead O'Connor. Sinead O'Connor,
the voice of Ireland.
But it's like the things they did at Pride was unreal.
I remember you used to come
walking
out
to that lady
with the big hammer.
That
Pride.
too,
Yeah. I remember. Did you do that in UFC?
Absolutely not.
Yeah. Why not? Why you didn't bring the big hammer?
Because the hammer, it started out as like, hey, we need to do something for your image. Where do you want to be? And I we were just actually watching Demolition Man movie, Sylvester Stallone and Wesley Snipes, and hey, Demolition Man. So then that was my gimmick in the beginning, hammer and like the wrecker. But
I thought it was cool, bro.
Yeah, it's kind of. It is what it is. But later, coming to the States, I didn't want to do it because every time you have to bring the hammer.
Oh, yeah. You got to fly with it all.
So,
I looked at a lot of the fights. Me and Rampage were watching it. Me and Luke all morning have been watching it. It feels like your style of fighting was something new at the time. Like you had a unique style, a unique sense to your mixed martial arts as you started coming up in the game because you did so many different styles of fighting. And we see everybody today is so kind of orthodox. They go straight from some gym that they have 5 different coaches straight to the UFC. And Luke was bringing up a bunch of good points. He's competing in this new Craig Jones Invitational $1 million Grand Prix, 16 guys for jiu-jitsu. Do you feel like the role you had in mixed martial arts kind of paved the way for, a guy to be a full, well-balanced fighter?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Of course. As fighters, you always want to be the best you can be. So you're looking at your weaknesses, always training on your weaknesses. Of course, now with internet, it's easy, right? Because you can, just look where to go. Back in the days, there was no information, so you just need to go on instinct. And then
grappling too. I mean, in Holland, there's not much grappling, right?
We had one group, and now there's maybe 2 groups. But it's very limited. The Netherlands is a kickboxing country. There's hardly any grappling, even though I think grappling is far superior.
When did you start? When did you start
kickboxing? Kickboxing is limited. Actually, the level went down. Back in the days, the level was there, and now the level, it's.
So you think in a mixed martial arts fight, it's more important to have jiu-jitsu than wrestling than kickboxing, striking?
Really?
That is your priority one. You need to be able to handle submissions.
I think
let's say it's your first fight. You're fighting a wrestler. He doesn't have any submission defense. So you jump in him, grab his leg, by even a knockout would maybe be a 50-50 because he also, right? So that's how I think. I think the submissions comes first, then wrestling and then striking.
I understand your point. I just think it's good to know how to defend it.
Yeah.
And I think it's better. Me as a wrestler, I think it's better to have like a strong striking base, but also being able to defend like the wrestling and the grappling and jiu-jitsu.
Yeah, but that's because you have the wrestling base. In the Netherlands, nobody has a wrestling base. You know how easy I just dove into somebody, boom, and that would be a win. And I don't have that many fights in the Netherlands, but this was just easy. There's no, the level is not good.
Did you start off kickboxing first over there?
Kickboxing and wrestling when I was 13.
Wow.
Yeah, so it's a long time.
Being in the Netherlands, did you have a unique relationship with Bas Rutten? Did you guys have a training relationship, a friendship?
I met him when I was young. I think I was like 15 or 16, and we trained for a little bit. My brother actually took me. Yeah, we stayed in touch. He was later a commentator at the Pride, right? So there we met again, and throughout the years we met, but we had a falling out though. The moment I left Team Golden Glory, which I was a long time with, 11 years, me and Bas also split their ways.
Really?
Yeah.
Anything we can talk about?
Yeah. Why?
I'm open. Because he had a good relationship with the main manager, and they kind of, I think, manager placed the phone call or something. Right?
In and out.
Yeah, I remember he was really good friends with that guy.
Yeah, Ron, you met him as well, right? Long time ago.
Long time ago, yeah. I used to be cool with your team, with your coach. I can't remember his name.
Lucien?
No,
Cor Hammers?
I think, the smaller black guy.
Lucien.
Yeah, I was cool with him until he tricked me and had what's gonna fuck my girlfriend.
Wait, what?
He tricked you.
Wait, what?
He Fabricio verdoomed you?
No, because one time we was in Japan. I can't remember what we was doing there. I think it wasn't a fight. I think we were doing some type of promotion or something. I can't remember. Maybe it was after a fight, and he was like, "Hey, Rampage, you mind if your girlfriend take me to get a cell phone tomorrow? Because I was leaving."
The Japanese?
The Japanese, my first little Japanese girlfriend, the little slag. I was like, "Yeah, I don't give a fuck." We was all cool. I said, "Yeah, I don't give a fuck." Then next thing you know, it was what's his name? You know, my memory's really bad. What's his name?
Gilbert Evell?
Yeah, Gilbert Evell. Told him like, "Yeah, I want to fuck Rampage girlfriend, get him."
No.
Yeah. Yeah. She went to Holland. He smashed the shit out of my bitch. But I didn't give a fuck.
That's Gilbert or Lucien?
No, Gilbert. But I didn't give a fuck.
That was your teammate?
No. Yeah, they was all teammates.
Your teammate stole Rampage's girlfriend?
I was cool with him today, but I was like, bro, you could have just told me, man. You know, I'm from Memphis, like games.
What I hear, they share a lot in Holland.
Let me
within the team, things keep floating.
Because I even had that's a little bit how I had my first beef with Gilbert. He was also dating my girl. So listen, I was, I think 20 or 21-ish, and then it was actually not my girl, it was my ex.
Yeah.
But it's something you don't do.
Yeah, you don't do that.
And but Gilbert, I don't know, Gilbert is interesting though. He's also had some kind of awakening, just like I had, but he's kind of now meditating and doing his thing. But we had a little up and down relationship. I kind of always respected him as an older and as a veteran, but did we have really great energy? I trained with him, I think, 3 years. Didn't really learn anything from him. I mean, the team spirit was not there.
Was he dirty in the gym like he is in a fight, like a training?
Yeah.
He was a dirty fighter, bro.
Yeah, a little bit.
Why? How dirty?
He's just dirty. He was just dirty. He don't care. He just do whatever.
He's
like
wild.
eye poke?
He's wild. He's very wild.
He would eye poke if he didn't care. He'd do anything to win, you know.
Yeah.
That was your boy for a long time, huh?
We were never friends. We were absolutely never friends.
Wait,
so
what do you
we
mean?
trained together for 3 years,
Wait.
but there was always a
always
bad
guys.
energy. No,
Yeah.
but listen, I can say I'm not older now, and I know
love it.
exactly what happened.
Yeah.
There was never a great energy.
I never had a problem with it, even though he smashed. I didn't care. She was like the first girl I hooked up with when I went to Japan. One of my friends told me like, "Hey, I got this girl that likes you. She thinks you hot." I'm like, "What? Who?" And he brought her to my room, and it was her. And she was a cute little girl, little thin girl. But I think he had just smashed her. I think she was just a nympho. Like when I look back on it now,
He just brought her to your room.
I guess he was done with her.
New girlfriend, eh?
Now I guess he was done with her, and we started hanging out, and I started smashing her. But she lived in Japan. I live here, so we were doing our own things. But I was like, damn, friends should be like off limits or like comrades.
That's got to be guy code.
It got to be Geiger, but
To me, it is.
Yeah, you can't date your boy's ex.
But
and you
me
can't,
and Gilbert,
you
we
can't
wasn't
holler at your
cool.
boy.
Me and Gilbert, we wasn't cool or nothing like that. I didn't care. I just think it's funny now. But back then, I was out of some pussy, so I was like, damn.
You never try to fight him?
No, I never tried to fight. I don't fight with no girls, bro. I don't do that.
Oh, you don't fight over girls?
No, I don't fight over girls.
Oh, that's nice. That's good. At least we know
Yeah,
you're mature as you grow up.
I just never did. I don't care. Like one thing my dad taught me when I was little: ain't no woman promised to you.
What's that mean?
Think about it.
Ain't no one promised you?
Ain't no woman promised to you. Like you can marry a woman and you just don't know. I don't want to talk bad about women because I love women, but I just don't trust them. I don't trust none of them. I'm the middle child. Like I'm the one that wasn't supposed to be successful. I'm the one that most people don't give a fuck about, right? So that brings my outlook on women. Like I've been married. I've never been in love.
Or you've been in love?
I've never been in love.
At least one time.
Never.
You've never actually gone to bed at night and been like, I love this girl.
Have you been in love?
I don't know. I don't think I've ever been in love.
Why you?
I'm in love
So
right
why
now.
Are you in love?
I'm getting married.
You getting married?
What is that? Next
Nice.
year, May 25.
Really?
It's going to be a big marriage too. We're going to do a Croatian, multi-city, boat, media. It's going to be something.
This is your first time?
She's
Yes.
Dutch.
That's good, man.
Yes, one of the first time. She's Dutch, yeah.
Wow.
Special relationship. Elevates me. I elevate her.
Oh, you're speaking from the heart. I like that.
Yeah, well, I mean,
Is she like a supermodel or actress or something?
she's a law student.
I remember you used to date like supermodels and stuff back in the day. I used to always see you like the bad one.
My first girl in
married.
Pride.
Yeah.
When I did, that was long time girlfriend, 5 years. Yeah, but it's been back-to-back relationships. The one relationship is better than the other. I learned a lot, right? But now I'm done with everything, out of my system, faithful, happy, getting married.
Faithful is the key word there. I like that word.
Yeah.
That's a great word.
Yeah.
Did you?
I wish I could be like that one day.
And you're based in, you said in Miami too. Faithful in Miami is another thing. Hey, you based half the time in Miami, you said?
Officially in Miami, traveling a lot. Yeah,
Yeah.
officially Miami.
Yeah, I'm faithful when I'm married though. When I was married, I didn't even look at other women. I married a Japanese woman.
When?
Because you're in love?
You remember my first fight in K-1? When I fought that guy.
2002?
I can't remember what it was a long time ago. Probably around probably like 2004 or 5. I fought Cyril.
I beat him.
Yeah. I fought him.
I beat him.
And then
And you beat him.
I beat him. I knocked him out, right?
Did you beat him twice?
I beat him twice.
Yeah.
I beat him twice. Cause Pride was mad. They was mad at me that I beat him. It was my last fight on my contract.
Why were they mad?
Cause they were trying to get me. They were trying to get me to lose so they can lower my contract.
Is that not what all promoters are trying to do?
They all try to
right?
pinch you in some way.
So they
shape, or
threw me in a
form,
fight with him. It was kind of like last minute, but I took the fight. I never fought kickboxing before. And then I took the fight. They paid me like triple the most money they ever paid me before. I'm like, okay, fuck it, I'll do it. And I won the fight. Then they gave me this giant trophy, and I had to fly back home with it. I was proud. I had this big giant trophy, and I was checking in. This check-in counter girl. She had like a tan. She had nice sized boobs. She was cute, and she spoke English. I love her accent. So I was sweating. Where I'm from in Memphis, when we talk to a girl, we call it sweating her. And then she was like, "Oh, hold on one moment. You got me sweating." I'm like, "I know." And then she wanted to charge me for that trophy to take it on the luggage.
Outside luggage.
Yeah. And I was like, "Oh no, fuck it, you can have it then." She said, "Oh, you want to give it to me?" I said, "Yeah, I don't want to pay for that shit."
Gave it away?
No. She said, I'll let you put it on I'll let you take it for free. So I tried to get her phone number, and she's like, "I'll give you my email." So it took me 6 months to go out, for her to go out on a date with me. I emailed her all the time. Then I said, "You know what? I don't want to waste your time no more. You obviously you don't want to, you're not interested in stuff like that." And then we went on a date. The first date, she fell in love.
Sounds like a damn good love story. I'm not gonna lie. That's pure love right there.
She fell in love.
You guys married?
Not no more.
Because you were married, right?
I was
And
married.
then-
Yes, I married her because when I lost to Vanderlei Silva for the belt, she was in the crowd, and she was like, "Man, you almost won that fight." I was a single dad, and she knew it. She used to come to America and visit. She was like, "If you had somebody to watch your kids and help you with your kids, I think you could be champion." So she left her family, her job, and everything, and came to America. And she got pregnant. So I was like, "Oh, I might as well marry her." She was a good woman at first.
At first.
Yeah.
You got the kids, Quentin?
Yeah, I got a bunch of kids. I got 5 now. You got any?
How old are you?
I'm 45. I'll be 46 next month.
I have 3 girls.
No, you got 3 girls?
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Girl dad.
Problem with the oldest though, she thinks that he's my son.
She's training?
She's actually yes. We're now gonna train a little bit, but she's all into this woke nonsense. Are you familiar with woke? Yeah, this coming from. If it was not sad, it would be happy. Funny actually.
You said she thinks she's a man. You
She
said
thinks he's a man.
like a real man. Like are we talking like
Yes,
ah?
because
That's wokeness.
okay, so why addicted to her phone? She's being brainwashed basically 6, 7, 8 hours a day. How you feel you are, that you can be what you want to be.
Where is she based? Miami,
Netherlands.
Netherlands. What does she do? He do.
Wait, you're talking about woke like society?
Yeah,
Or
no,
you're talking
woke,
about
woke bullshit.
Bro,
This
it's-
extremist left.
She thinks she
behavior.
thinks she's a he. That is as woke as it becomes.
This social media changed the world, bro.
That's like, but it's
But as a
missing
father,
something.
obviously you have love no matter what. But do you sit down and say, like, what direction, or how do you handle that as a father?
Well, patience, compassion.
Okay.
Learning in that department, right? But I'm not gonna call her a he. That's just not.
Okay.
I'm a fighter.
Yeah.
I will always fight. I'm not gonna go into this. I just don't believe that.
Yeah.
So I can respect you. I can do everything, but I'm not gonna go. I'm not gonna. Yeah.
But as a father, you don't lose the love at all. You're still there no matter what to talk, to lean on.
Yeah, because I think we should not let go. If you let go, lost, right? You
Of course.
need to actually as close as possible. Maybe that was the problem in the first place because I'm in the States, I'm fighting, I'm doing my
went there.
thing. She's in the Netherlands.
Yeah.
Here's the phone. Here's the tablet. Because I remember she was 4 when I looked at her and she was too much on the tablet. And I told the mother, she's too much on the tablet. We need to do something about that. And they're probably thinking, yeah, you're over there doing your thing. So the tablet, and now this is the result.
Yeah. How old is she?
Society.
How old is she now?
She's 17. So depression bullshit 3 years now, since 14.
It's society. Society has grown so soft. Technology it's weak. It's just everyone's living this plush, low lifestyle, and they don't really face any real hurdles to make them realize who the fuck they are as a person. You have to work hard. Life is like it's not supposed to be so easy. We're supposed to be like feel threatened and like have to work hard to do things. Everything has become so easy.
Yeah, but
you start to question.
It's the phone doing it. If you're on your phone all day, 3, 4, 5 hours, you literally become weak.
Well,
And
half the jobs can be done.
Yeah,
on the
see,
phone.
look at Bear. He's always on his phone. He go turn to a woman next. Hey, but you know what?
Hey,
what,
he's wearing eyeliner and shit.
I got eyeliner.
What if I tell you that's by design to control population? They don't want us to reproduce, so it's all by design.
There definitely is a benevolent entity, or maybe even a couple who are trying to COVID vaccines. You can't do this, can't do that. Like,
They're plugging away.
it's all about what I think. Reclaiming your power, right? What we need to do, and that's a little bit my next chapter, is we need to put the phone away for a month. I did that actually because of my daughter. I found it. So my daughter's depressed, and I'm looking at the situation. There's no drugs, there's no strange people, there's no wrong friends, there's no friends at all. So that's a problem in itself. So what is going on? Parents good, mother remarried, 2 brothers. What's it must be the screen. So I kind of detox myself because I was on it 6, 7, 8 hours a day. Nonsense, Instagram, Facebook, girls, this, that, my game. But I just think I'm not going to be controlled, right? We're fighters. We can do that. And I made a schedule, 30 minutes in the morning, 30 minutes dinner time, and 21 days later. And we know 21 days, that's receptor time, right? You take a supplement, 3 weeks later, it kicks in. Yeah. You stop a supplement, 3 weeks later, it's out. So I kind of knew I had something happened. I felt like energetic. Eyes were different. So I ordered like 25K worth of books, read up everything about it. That's the dopamine receptor, which is basically structurally overcommitted. Dopamine is your internal reward system.
Yeah.
So it's just on all the time, and then it just gets out of balance, and you're actually gonna end up being depressed. That's the final stage. Depression, can't do shit. Right? So
it's comfort.
everybody's
it's that comfort zone. Everyone's so stuck in a comfort zone. The good stresses of life are gone. There was a guy who wanted to commit suicide. And how he chose to commit suicide was lock himself in a room and just to starve himself till he died. One day he woke up, and
in the room.
He's stuck in the room the whole time.
He woke up dead.
The next day he woke up. He's like, I don't feel like that bad. And the next day he started feeling better. And then like the third or the fourth day, he's like, I don't feel that bad. I don't want to kill myself.
Fasting?
Because he was fasting and he's reaching that stress point where you're cleaning your brain of all the toxins of all these bad things. And this guy cleaned himself out. But it's the healthy stresses of life that people have missed because we're eating in the morning, we're eating in the afternoon, we're snacking, we're eating, we're watching this,
the society
we're watching that. We're killing ourselves in comfort.
Switch. We need to switch off. And that's something that nobody's really learned yet because it's always go. More profit, next fight, next. I was in it too. But once you learn, because of this dopamine reset, which is I'm gonna be selling this courses, one program. But because of that, I was like, wow. And I went into all these resets. Fasting is a reset.
Huge.
Intermittent fast is then just a lifestyle. But all these resets work. And wow, not drinking, I'm not hydrated.
Yeah. What was it? What was it that turned you to this? Was it something one day? Was it the situation of your daughter, or was it you personally too starting to go down the wrong path?
No, well, I was always occupied with growing up old and taking care of my body, physical therapy, dry needling, and massage, a little bit fun.
You were scared to grow old.
No, I'm not scared of growing old, but I want to grow old in a good way.
It hurts. Think your
Right?
body
And then when
hurts.
you look at athletes, I was researching athletes, Hulk Hogan, 30 surgeries, maybe even more.
Yeah.
Ultimate Warrior, big fan of Ultimate Warrior. Passed away when he was, I think, 54-ish. So I was always looking, okay, how am I going to grow old? So there's going to have to be a couple changes. I'm not going to keep fighting till I'm 45. I need to have a little break there. And the diet needs to be good. Also, relationship-wise needs to be good because you need to slow down. Etc. If you keep going, you're just blowing yourself up. So in that sense, always I was occupied with, okay, and then now this came on my path. Yeah, that's logical, right?
And the concept of fasting, I mean, one thing, believe it or not, is Luke actually, I swear to God, I'm not even trying to be funny. He'll text me or talk to me every morning and every night about
Pillow talk?
what I've
Is
even.
it pillow
But he was
Shut
also
up.
cutting weight.
Yes,
So cutting weight is,
he'll talk to me about. No, you're crazy. He'll talk to me about my diet. He'll talk to me about my workload. He'll talk to me about my projects. As a good friend, he'll also tell me, "Yo, bro, I was at dinner with you last night. You ate like a wildebeest. Like you can't do that." And I even feel because I'll order like 7 meals at one time and then eat as much as I can because good sleep and Gatorade. I'm trying to grow right now.
Is that your culture
Yeah.
though? 'Cause you Italian. I know Italian. All my Italian friends, they like to eat.
Yeah, I like to eat, but I don't drink, I don't do drugs, and I like to work. I like to build the shows and the brand. So my only vice is eating and training. Like I like to pick up new forms of training. I'll go running, I'll do boxing, I'll do jujitsu, whatever I can.
You ever seen them? You ever seen them run?
No,
You never seen me
I don't
run?
want to
Never
see
seen
him
them
run.
run.
You crazy?
That's one, of
see
my,
him
that's
boxing.
one of my favorite
I'll
things
race
to
you
watch
after
people
this.
run.
No, I ain't racing
Yeah,
nobody.
exactly. But the main concept is
Hey, Rampage, how's he run though? Show me how you run. I want to see like.
I run?
No, can you give me a bear?
I ain't never seen
imitate?
him. Nah, hell no.
I ain't never seen him run.
I
I've never
have.
seen me run.
I never seen
What
him
about the
run.
No
6
way,
a.m.
bro.
runs? The 6 a.m. runs every morning at 6 a.m.
There's no way.
Man, I'm
When
a-
Alistair walked in here, he looked at you. He said, "Damn, you a super heavyweight now." He'd give you one of these.
Hey, I knew he was going to bring it
But
up.
I didn't bring it up.
But I knew you was going to bring
I
it
didn't
up.
say anything.
The reason why he said that because when we was seeing each other often, it was in Japan when I was a small light heavyweight.
Do you think he looks in good shape? Because he dropped about 30 pounds. The guy spars every day. He's in great shape.
Man,
I just want to hear. I want to hear what he says.
we need to work a little bit with
Loco,
Hey,
Loco,
shut the fuck up.
Shut up, Loco. What you laughing at over there?
got
I'll
no
come
room.
over there and break a computer over your head.
So hey, Alistair,
got it. Don't
what
worry.
is your diet like these days? How do you roll?
Yeah, but and listen, sorry to cut you off real quick. I just want to say this. The fasting thing, I know you're a big proponent of this, so I do want to talk about this. Every day you're talking to everybody here about fasting. Because everybody has their own techniques for fasting, I do think it's important for the audience because you guys were on a really good topic here. It does help your mind. And a lot of people watch this show, they're battling something and maybe they need something. And then they leave comments and they're always saying, Rampage this, we love your show. Like they're good fans. They're good fans of Rampage and the show. What can those people do that are battling something that don't have friends? What does fasting do for them if they're having a bad week? Explain that ideology because it is important.
Okay, so initially I just kind of found out throughout the years, like, hey, the body heals itself in rest. So then you need to figure out what is rest and what is not rest. Well, rest is when you're sleeping, when you're actually not putting too much stress on the body, right? When you're eating, it's a form of stress. When you're training, it's a form of stress. But when you just disengage from those activities, your body will actually heal itself. And so taking a rest, but when you're on your phone screen or you're, that's not good. That's not good rest because that's mental. Your mental capacity is activated. So that takes away from your rest. If I knew that all during my fight career, I would be undefeated.
Really?
100%.
You were stressed out a lot during your fight career?
No, but you're just on your phone, playing your game. You know, you're training once or twice a day, and then there's a lot of time off. And the time off, basically, you're getting in trouble, right? Because, you have money, you're here, and then...
Yeah.
But you need to not do that. You need to just sit still and maybe read a book, maybe play some cards with some friends, but...
Exercise.
Well, you're in camp, right? So you're.
No, I mean
already doing
anybody. Like exercise
Yeah.
is key. It's circulation. It's stress.
You
It's
talking
good,
to
good
none-
stresses of life. Like these kids are just too adapted to technology and everything. It's just right in front of them. It's like go out and run.
The mental-
There's nothing better than like a good run. It's like it resets my brain.
heard
Seen him run?
Yeah, I've seen him run.
Oh, okay. Now you're gonna do that. You're gonna tag team on me.
I've seen Rampage run.
Yeah,
Where'd you seen him run?
I've seen him swim.
Where?
Yeah, it's
Where?
footage. It's footage.
Where you seen Rampage swim?
I post me running.
There's history.
You've seen Rampage swim.
Yeah.
Must have been some time ago, though.
Yeah, I used to swim.
I do.
Wow. No, I posted not too long ago. Listen. This thing right here just make me look big. I'm actually not bad. I'm not that fat right now.
Bro, when have you ever swam?
When I used to train in with Whistler in the UK.
Yeah.
We used to swim.
Oh, how was that, the Wolf Side? How was this period?
Man.
Because we never really spoke about it, but this was, do you know Joe Long?
Joe Long?
Joe Long, was he involved then?
I don't know. He was involved, but it was a good experience. I love training with Bisbing and the guys.
Cheek was there.
Yeah. It was a great crew while I was lasted. You know, the guys was great. It was fun time. We joked around and trained really hard.
Why did you head back?
Man, when did I start? When I went to Bellator, I stopped training with those guys. I had a problem with the management. But the teammates, everybody was good. The only thing I didn't like about training there, like in the winter times, they didn't have heating in the damn gyms, and it was cold. Like sometimes the gym, like the ceiling would leak. It'd be like cold water falling on you while you're wrestling and shit. The mats were so cold, and if you turn it, they had like space heaters, and you can smell the fumes. If you turn it on, some of the other fighters in the gym that wasn't part
Old
of
school gym.
Oh man, they used to get mad because you turn the heat on.
You just go out there for training camp?
Yeah, I used to go out there for training camp. I used to spend.
Long?
I spend like 2-3 months out there at a time sometimes. I actually liked it.
That's how long your training camp was?
Yeah, sometimes I'd be out there for 2-3 months. As I got older, I started training longer for my fights.
How long is a proper training camp?
It used to be 6 weeks, 8 weeks when I was
Really?
For
younger.
me, I always train. So after a fight, I would take 1 week off and then start really easy, but always keep the base shape high. And then camp comes, I would just, I had all my schedules worked out.
Really?
Peak towards fight. Yeah, because I had every time main event, 5x5. So I kind of had to
You
be
write
a little
down your schedules?
Absolutely.
Did you map out your whole training camp?
Absolutely.
Everything? You write everything out?
Yeah.
Like physically, you would write down all your schedule? No,
I was
really?
my own main coach.
Really?
Right, yeah.
Did you learn a lot of technique or in the beginning when you first started training from Boss?
Yeah, some techniques here and there. Not really. I mean, he has a lot of information, but I didn't see him that often. Basically, it was maybe once when he was 15, once when he was 16, once when he was 17, and then in Japan a little bit more often. But he was always busy
Oh, got it.
commentating.
But he was never officially your coach or anything, or in your corner, or at your camp. Wow. I was
But
always,
we had a-
Just because he's Dutch?
yeah, I was under the impression that he was like one of
Because
your
he was
most influential coaches.
based here, but he had a really good connection with my previous manager, who now passed, head of Golden Glory, and they were from the same province, so like 45-minute drive. So that they were long-time friends.
Who was your original crew coming up that you trained with?
Well, Lucien, 2007, and then after that, Cor Hemmers, which you also know, right?
Yeah,
The
yeah,
K-1
yeah,
guys.
yeah.
So that was K-1 guys, ground and pound. He didn't really have any ground wrestling, but yeah, for the striker it was good.
And as we look at obviously we want to dive into a little bit of the career, but there's been a lot of teams. Like you were a part of a lot of different gyms, right? The Black Zillions. You did some stuff with Wing, right?
Yeah.
So like,
Jackson.
how do you kind of, because Luke is like probably the closest guy I would know to someone who just trains at every camp with every fighter 24/7. Me and Rampage always said it. There's not a single dude who comes in this gym that doesn't say, "Oh, I trained with Luke before." Every time.
You trained with him before, Luke?
Never trained with Alistair.
No,
we trained.
we never trained.
We trained
one
over
time
at the
were
Black
in
Zillions.
You were?
I stopped by when you I kind of missed you in passing in the joint. But
After when I was gone, or
I think you might have been gone.
2013.
You were kind of on your way out. I think.
yeah.
You know,
that team was such a disaster. Jeez.
It was a disaster.
Disaster.
It felt like the moment
was
I got
amazing.
there, it changed. Henry kind of took us off, and we went off and restarted a new game.
Yeah, that was, and then that is now age kickboxing. So you were at the end, maybe 2015,
Yeah, the very
16.
very. And I was like, kind of came over to visit, and then it fell apart, and then I came for good when it was just HK and us getting together.
Why was Black Zillions a disaster?
Team energy management, everything.
But I thought
Everything.
it was insane. I thought they had nutritionists and coaches and everything in one.
So BS.
Just listen.
No.
Just listen to the name, Black Zillions. It's just
Hey,
it's got a little ego to it. It's got a little ego.
You hear this guy?
It's got a little ego
You
to
hear
it. I'm
him?
just saying, dog.
Yo, you're gonna deal with this, man. You are getting so soft. You used to be not like that, but I mean, you used to be a guy that would put his foot down.
Why aren't they called the Dutch Zillions? You know,
Yeah.
Who started the Black Zillions?
Glenn Robinson, and I think he did that
Glenn
with,
Robinson. Glenn Robinson was the problem. Let me pull that back. Glenn was the problem. He was a cancer to himself. And then Glenn putting together a team.
Yeah,
Glenn's a little short.
leadership.
He was God bless, he's gone, but like he was a problem.
Oh, he's gone to heaven.
He's
He
gone.
passed.
Yeah,
He
he
passed away.
committed.
He passed away.
Basically,
You can't speak ill of the dead, man.
I'm talking.
He's just talking about the business.
I'm talking about the business aspect
You
of
gotta-
things.
you can't
I
speak
knew
ill of the
Glenn.
dead.
I knew him well enough to understand what he was doing to people and how he was misleading and how it all fell apart.
But you were never part of Black Zillions, right?
No, but I was.
Because he's not black and he's not Brazilian. How can he be a part of Black Zillions and he white?
You could only be Brazilian
Who
or black.
said-
Who said that?
Who said I'm white?
Oh fuck,
He's not, right? He's from the same province as Ian Gary.
Oh, for real?
Yeah.
No, my bad.
Don't ever compare me.
No?
But indeed, the name Black Zillions is not a good look.
You don't like the name Black Zillions?
No.
No.
Duh.
Because he's not Brazilian.
Because he's
That's true.
an honest thinker.
So how did you get linked up with the Zillions?
Well, I was moving to the States, and
Okay.
then who was I thinking about? I was thinking about going to Greg, a little bit in the South, or Dallas. Dallas, there was not really a good team. And then actually Tyrone Spong approached me. And they were forming a new team. Yeah, Tyrone.
Yeah, I can't stand that motherfucker. I can't stand that motherfucker.
I just put you on FaceTime with Tyrone the other day.
Yeah, fuck Tyrone.
What happened?
No, he just called me out. I don't mind calling. He just very disrespectful about it. And I'm like, this motherfucker. And the first time we met, I thought we was cool. I don't care. You trying to get money? You trying to make a money fight? Okay, that's cool.
What did he say?
I can't remember, bro, but it was some shit where I don't like that motherfucker now.
But he's not really fighting anymore, right? It's kind of dwindled down. Really active.
You say that. I showed up to Florida. He fucking came at me and tried to take my head off.
I think I saw a clip on maybe his social media. He
I
posted.
got off the flight. I got in. I was like, I was a little beat up, and I was like, just take my day. I'm just gonna work over here on the side. Tyrone comes over, grabs me, like, look, get over here.
He's a good fighter, though.
Just starts tagging me.
He's very good.
God damn.
Very good, very talented. But you know, that behavior, he would always do that.
I love
sticking around.
Yeah.
And to me, you know, I'm older now. Like, why would you do that to your teammates? Like, he was very gnarly. He was not a good guy.
No, he did it in a good way, but it's like I used to like when a new guy or a guy I knew would come to the gym. I always loved to test myself against the best guy.
Yes.
Oh yes.
We know.
First
We know.
wait.
Should I pull up the clip? God
I
damn
would
it.
take the biggest guy possible.
I'm kidding, bro. I'm
Yeah,
kidding.
I
I
always
don't
look-
have a clip. I'm
You
kidding.
know, I always look for the biggest guy possible. You know,
Bro,
Yeah.
hey, this guy's a
But
bully.
that's good.
He's
This guy's a bully.
But
super
that's good.
heavyweights.
We're all bullies because we're all fighters.
No,
But look,
he's different. You're a nice person. He's a nice person. He is a
I'm
dick.
also a bully. Look,
I've never heard any bad. I never heard any bad stories about you.
But you're not gonna post videos and brag about that.
Luke.
That's just a little.
No, he
thing
does. Check
has.
his close friends. He does.
Oh, he does.
Oh, he does.
I didn't know. What are you talking
What they're
about?
talking about? My first time sparring in a long time. I got in the ring with him, and Luke kicked my ass, and Bear fucks with me about it all the time.
No, I swear to God, and I don't normally swear to God.
You're not supposed to swear to God.
I know, but I have to be honest here. You looked great, but you decided to go to level 10. He was at level 5.
No, hell
That's
no.
the problem here.
Never. I know myself.
Yes, you
never.
did. Yes,
never.
you did.
Never.
Hey.
I never go hard first.
You put your hands down. You put your chin out.
Because he was beating me. He was taking liberties.
Oh shit!
Hell yeah.
Hey,
'Cause I can take a punch. I'm not scared to get punched. I don't mind.
No, we
getting
know
punched.
that. You were like, yo, hit me. And Luke hit you. Hit me again. He hit you. And then you
Shut
swing
up.
so hard, Luke almost flies out of the ring.
Quit lying.
I swear. How am I lying?
Hey, we fighters.
did
We
you-
know.
Where
This is
did
the
you
one
guys
time Bear
train
might be
together?
talking some truth.
It was
Hey,
This
the one time.
was like a couple.
I'll
This was before
show
he
the
went to
clip
Dubai.
if you don't say I'm
This
right.
before he went to Dubai.
Look, Rampage was trying to train him for Joe Schilling. He was training him for Shannon Briggs.
We were just moving around.
Oh, that's what you call it.
By the way, what happened with Shannon Briggs?
Man,
Because that was happening, and I was actually looking for
bro,
shit.
I was looking forward to it too, but I no longer trust the promoters. So I was like, they did. I don't want to talk bad about them because you know how people try to like get you for defamation and shit. I just no longer trust them. So, but if I'm gonna be honest, Shannon Briggs pulled out first. He didn't trust them, and I didn't say nothing to nobody. He pulled out 2 months, two months ago, and I
Because
never
he-
said anything.
because of
He don't
trust him.
He didn't trust him.
Yeah, I think
In today's
And
time, it's very hard.
he the one who brought that to me. He said Zab Judah brought the guys to him, and he was like, "Hey, I finally got us a fight." I got excited and everything, and I was
Boxing.
And he was training every day. He dropped like 30, 40 pounds. We brought in a team. We built this whole gym for Rampage, right? Because we have JAXXON, the jewelry brand. So I told him.
He's still digging at the fat.
He's
What?
digging.
What?
He's digging. 30, 40 pounds.
What do you mean? You look lean now? You look great?
Not according to him.
Well, he said you a wide load. Like when you're driving down the freeway, they got the wide load cars and they got the car behind that one to let them know they're wide. He didn't say you're fat. He said you're wide.
Let me ask you another question. How old is Shannon?
That motherfucker like 50, 52, 53. Yeah. See, I thought
But he could. He just gets license, or how does that work?
it was going to be in Qatar, so I don't think he really needed a license, and I felt like that'd be a perfect first boxing fight for me. Somebody that can punch, that can knock me out, but I felt like he couldn't go like 6 rounds.
License. I mean, look at Mike Tyson's fighting like a 25-year-old.
I think he pulled out already. I think they
No.
replacing him, right?
No.
I mean,
I don't think so.
It's
No
not
way.
pulled out, but I mean, like if you look at that from a commission standpoint, Mike Tyson just got an ulcer off a plane. Like, does anyone want to be responsible for Mike Tyson getting like seriously hurt under their control? I mean, like when it really comes down to it, they've got to be second guessing that whole thing.
Do you feel Tyson should be fighting?
Yeah, it's a little bit 50-50, right? Actually, I don't. I think he's too old.
Did you see him?
57?
But he still looks good, no?
Did you see him get off the plane?
Yeah, but he got that medical thing.
Yeah,
Right?
yeah.
The medical
Well,
thing,
you're
and
wheelchairing off. Like
So
in like a-
at that age, if you're gonna go back into camp, back into stress, extreme stress,
How do you look at a fighter's age?
Mike is a legend, and if the young kid wins, what good is that gonna do? What good is the fight anyway gonna do? I get it that everybody wants to see Jake Paul get his ass kicked, right? But
You think that? Yeah.
he's fighting wrestlers. And then he's getting a little bit better, a little bit of records, some movement behind it, some traction. But ultimately, it's like, who cares? Right? It's not real. It's fake.
Have you ever done a boxing match, straight
Never.
boxing? Are you interested in doing it?
I was actually at the Tyson Fury Usyk fight, and they were asking, oh no, boxing with the shoes on against boxers, that's brain damage.
What do you mean?
Because boxers hit a lot harder, and with shoes on, everything will just
less weapons to protect yourself too.
Yeah.
You think boxing is just straight brain damage?
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
I think kickboxing
If
is
you-
like that too. Though.
Yeah, but then it's legs.
What do you-
You have knees though, but boxing is. If you're gonna be fighting those elite guys, it's brain damage. 100%.
Boxing is like it's like
And
it's
also
like
the
bunch
camp.
of it's like a bunch of rich guys. Like, oh, let's take the 2 baddest motherfuckers and let's handicap them so they can perform for us longer and beat the fuck out of each other longer. It's boxing.
Brain damage.
The sweet science.
is,
The sweet science of performing for rich people.
Brain damage is you just go on YouTube, you type in Alistair Overeem knees to the face in the clinch, and I'll show you 20 minutes of brain damage. Bro, you had some of the most lethal knees in the clinch I've ever seen until obviously K-1, I think, banned them probably because of you,
They
right?
changed the rules.
Yeah.
Clinching out, and then later again.
What's up with this technique? You just destroying
I
people
don't,
with
I
it.
don't know. Somehow my high kicks were never good. They're actually working on it right now, just to be complete. But they were never good. But knees were extra good. So I just developed my knees, and then I just really got.
I'm
good.
gonna be 100. I was always worried I was gonna have to fight you in Pride, and I said, man, I had to watch out for those knees.
Those knees, you were like the first to throw the knees like that. I feel like from what I can see, I
Yeah,
remember.
man, you had some
And we
of
were
the best
just
knees.
polishing them every day. Lucien also Muay Thai, right? The Muay Thai stance.
Yeah.
So we did a lot of work there. Yeah.
Why you
And
think
then you
they?
go right to guillotine.
Why you think they never put us against each other in Pride?
I don't know.
That would've been
But
legendary.
I liked you, so I was
Yeah,
really
yeah,
looking for
yeah,
you.
yeah.
Somehow I had a little beef with the Brazilians, so that was a little bit my main thing. The Japanese I thought were easy. What else? Sometimes you had some random guy, you as well.
Yeah.
Sometimes you went into K-1.
Yeah.
We didn't want to do that, right?
Yeah,
But then it's like, okay, let's go.
How many opponents do you guys have shared?
A lot.
I don't know. I know we both. I know we both fought Chuck. Did you fight Kevin Randerman?
I didn't.
You guys fought Shogun.
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 Fought him twice.
Oh, you fought Shogun twice? I always wanted my rematch. I never got it.
What do you think about those kicks like those like soccer punt style kicks in Pride? Should that ever have been allowed?
Foot stomps are very damaging, but the soccer kick is kind of difficult to connect with and beautiful when it's connected. And you can't even do it on foot. Well, actually, Krokop threw them hard, but nobody
Threw
else
everything
really.
hard.
The Vanderlei them and Ninja and Shogun, they used to do the foot stomp. I used to be against it till that one time when I was married, my wife had the baby, and you know how it is when you have a baby, you can't have sex for like 6 weeks, and it's my only time not having sex before a fight. And I was a different animal, and I remember stumping the mud hole in the motherfucker.
Which fight was this?
It was, I think I fought a Korean guy. You don't see.
You don't see.
Man,
I remember you, dog.
bro, I never trained. I never trained for the foot stomp because I was always against that rule. I was always against that rule. But then it was just right there. And I just started stomping the shit out
Oh
of
my
his head.
God, I can't imagine how bad that must hurt.
Bro, it was the craziest thing. Like I think it's good to withhold sex for a fight, but I never did it again after that.
It's crucial.
Wait, why is it crucial?
It's one of the secrets. Because if you do that, then your spiritual energy goes up, and I was experimenting a lot with it. There's like so much there. But that's the fight, right? With yourself.
Yeah, I was super aggressive. I was super aggressive, and
you're gonna be supercharged.
Yeah, I was super aggressive. But you know, when I was married, like I said, I never looked at women. But if I'm on a diet, I don't look at cake. That's just how I am. But the ring girls, they don't even look good. They look stick figures.
Ring girls in Pride?
And I was looking at them. I remember sitting down on the bench, looking at them in between rounds. I'm like, what the fuck is wrong with me?
How long? How long was this period?
It was like, you got to wait 6 weeks. So I waited 6 weeks.
Yeah.
Well, we know you like Asian girls. What kind of cake you like, Rampage?
German chocolate. I like all girls. I like all girls.
Baskin Robbins, Cold Stones.
No. My favorite cake, every year on my birthday, I get German chocolate cake.
From where?
I don't know. I don't never buy it myself. Whoever get me a birthday cake, they know I like
German chocolate cake.
That's my cake.
Wow.
I feel like Alistair, no more cake for you, right?
Only good quality and like limited.
What's your desserts, huh? Because sugar's obviously got to be on the touch.
European desserts.
What's
Those
that?
are the best. Eastern European.
Like what? What is it exactly?
Like really nice small tarts, cakes.
Oh,
They're not too sweet.
Yeah, it's too sweet here in
I
America.
don't like it when
the
it's too
sugars
sweet.
will get you.
Sugars is not good.
Obviously, we're sitting here with two champions, and our guest right here is a three different promotional champion at the same time. One thing I want to understand about being this accomplished of a mixed martial artist, your mind is very focused. Your body has to be very focused. But how do you prioritize training? Like, how do you prioritize the disciplines? Because this is a completely different concept, right? It's a rule set. It's the environment. Like, how would you go into that year or those 2 years of holding all these different belts and figuring out where you want to go next?
So basically,
Seems like a lot.
I was 13. Let me start from the beginning. I was 13 and I had this really shitty job. And that period, I only had a job like a week, but that really ignited a certain fire in me to become independent, to beat the financial system, Well, then I had my brother, 4 years old. He was fighting, had the respect, his own car, his own apartment, money always. So I kind of followed in his footsteps. Now, basically, I just kept on full focus. Everything I knew, every little button I could twist towards victory, I would do. And I was just in focus mode for the last 30 years. That's it. So, and then in the beginning, you're learning stuff in the sport. Later, I was looking outside of the sport. And that's also where all the longevity stuff came from. So, but what was your question again?
Just the way you would prioritize training and the disciplines.
Everything was maximum priority. Maximum. So, everything I knew. Sleep, train, eat, go train over there, go train over there. Yeah, just full
I think
dedication.
it's more so like striking to grappling, going back and forth. You just take it for what it was, obviously. Who are you worried about in the grappling sense? I guess a lot of them are because you're crossing back from...
The opponent then was actually Verdum.
Verdum, but
yeah. You know Verdum. So Verdum just beat Fedor, and he was the man. And then they came over the tournament, and I was in the tournament. Verdum was in the tournament. Bigfoot was in the tournament. And then I had to make an adjustment because I just did kickboxing for the last year and a half, full-fledged, not really ground. And then I had to transition, and that was a little bit tense and exciting period because then you're fighting the best on the ground because Verdum is really good.
You're sweating him a little bit?
Even in the stand-up, he's good. Yeah, listen.
Because you bitched him around that fight. That's the fight. That's the fight where he was flopping all over the place, right?
It looked that way.
That was pathetic.
But there's like
pathetic.
so many...
Verdum's coming on the podcast. Be nice.
Pathetic.
So many details in that fight because Verdum is truly an excellent fighter. But,
He is.
But somehow I just was onto him that fight. And I was able to kind of every time disengage and make him look really bad. But he came in with a very strong plan. He actually outstruck me in that fight. I mean, it's not power strikes, but he outstruck me, broke my rib.
Oh wow!
Right, and let's look at what happened after. Because what happened after, I couldn't continue in the tournament. So then I got fired, right, or cut, released.
Wow.
Then I signed with UFC.
Scott cut you.
No, not Scott, Dana.
Oh,
Because you
Yeah,
got-
he brought, he,
They're wrong.
he
Oh,
brought
right.
the organization, right?
Wow!
Dana cut me twice.
they cut. No way.
Yeah,
Wow, I didn't realize he implemented that cut.
What was the second time he cut you?
That was 3 years ago. That was UFC. So first Strikeforce, but he
Yeah.
cut me, and then I re-signed with the UFC.
But he cut you to sign you with the UFC, right?
I don't know, because back then there was like a lot of moving parts. But the management team, they had a lot of guys in Strikeforce. We didn't have anybody in UFC, and I think there was some kind of power struggle going on with Bas Boone, Ron, who now is deceased, and Dana. And then Dana was like, boom, and they just released all of the Team Golden Glory guys.
I wanted to ask you about Brock Lesnar. How did you prepare for a fight like that? That's a big motherfucker, bro.
Very big. I flew in Todd Duffy. I had a couple of wrestle guys, but Todd Duffy was because he was exactly the same size. He was actually the best sparring partner. We already fought. He kind of came to kind of learn and see. He was a unique character, so to say, but he was my best sparring partner because he was exactly the same size. And I finished him. I finished Todd exactly the way I finished Brock. So
With the body kick?
Yeah. And so I was telling my fiance at the time, I'm going to give him some punches. I'm going to give him some knees. I'm going to finish him with the kick. And you know how that when you're in the flow, right?
The liver kick.
Yeah.
How strong was Brock Lesnar when you were fighting him?
I didn't feel his strength.
Why is that?
Because, so sometimes you're in a certain flow, nobody can touch you.
Wow.
Right? And that was apparently that night for me.
Now you look strong too. Yeah.
Yeah, it was like 250-ish, 250. I think on the scales 257, but
Yeah, about the
my
same.
phone's in my pocket.
Yeah, that's about what I weigh right now. I was about to say. Fuck you laughing at.
What? I wasn't laughing at you.
What do you weigh now, Alistair?
He's about 270.
What?
220.
220?
220.
220.
Look
Look
at the
good.
guns.
Hey, where you at? 260, 270?
270?
We just weighed you the other day. You were like 268.
Yeah, I'm like 265.
So technically light heavyweight. You drop down, man.
Shit, I would never see light heavyweight again.
Why?
No?
I don't think so.
I think you will.
I think I want to drop down to like walk around like 230. I want to drop
230, 235.
Yeah, 230.
Because you're not that tall, right?
No, I'm
but
6'1".
But you are kind of...
I know you ain't laughing about that comment.
Bro, he came in, he called you a super heavyweight, and now he said, you're not that tall. And he went like this.
What are
like,
you? You like 6'5"?
6'7".
6'4".
6'4".
Yeah, I'm 6'1".
I'm
What are you
6'.
6'3"?
6'3".
I'm 6. If we went back to back right now on camera, we're about the same. What do you mean? Why do you make that face every time?
Hey,
I just look
you're
short
not-
because I don't have a
you're
long
not-
torso.
I'm
Hey,
6'1".
Rampage, do you think you'll ever get back to 230?
What's wrong with these guys?
Hey,
dude?
Loco. Hey,
Freddie, you?
chill out.
I was about 229. 228 was my heaviest.
Dude, you breaking to 229.
Yeah,
huh?
I was heavy.
Come on.
Now I'm at like 168.
So
4% body
I'm
fat.
all into this longevity thing.
Yeah.
And that's kind of also, if you're too heavy, you're just taking years off the top.
Yeah, that's why I dropped down to
be-
168. They all made fun of me.
168.
That's what I was at, remember? My lowest.
But that was the low point.
Mm-hmm. Now I walk around at like 175. But I'm at 4% body fat. And I only eat Wagyu.
What it comes down to is inflammation. Inflammation, the way you eat and everything you do and the things you're messing with. Like I said, you see a lot of these guys like Brock Lesnar, like George, a lot of people who are in the game, they have that weird little thing that starts happening in their system. And Gordon Ryan, it's called diverticulitis, whatever it is, but it's a speeding up system of your guts and things from the certain supplements you take and the inflammation in your gut.
It's the thyroid.
Inflammation is really the downfall of all of us.
What makes you
every
bring
joint.
up the gut? Because the gut is very important. But
gut inflammation. I mean, you see all these guys.
He talks about it every day to me.
Guys that get the problems. You know what I mean?
No, but he's actually very right.
Yeah,
It's
he's
actually
very conscious
rare.
of the gut health, the inflammation, but he's very conscious. See, sometimes if you were to talk like this on the podcast, people would love you because instead of making jokes about Rampage not pulling
Nobody
girls, they
talks.
want to hear this.
Nobody talks about this stuff. You guys just want to bullshit and honey dick all day.
He talks
I
about
like it,
gut
but-
health all the time because what Luke's a big advocate of is controlling the flow of your thyroid, the flow of your body's inflammation. No, I'm just saying understanding that. And it's an up and down. It's an ebb and flow. You have to understand the diet, the inflammation, the cardio, how your body works together. And then you get like that perfect harmony and then you stay consistent at that. And he's big on that. That's what he brainwashes me every day about.
I think you lost.
Listen, I like it a lot, and that's exactly my journey as well.
There you
You
go.
have,
Show the
you
liver.
have to take care of yourself. Otherwise, listen, what is the alternative? You're going to get in problems in 20, 30 years.
Yeah.
And, I mean, what matters the most? Health. But you only know it when you don't have it, right?
That's a
We've
great
all
quote.
spoken, seen guys in the hospital,
Yeah.
stuff.
Yeah.
And we are also physical, so we like to use our bodies. And if you don't have it anymore,
Yeah. One thing we got asked a lot in the JAXXON podcast Discord is who was a more tougher opponent for you, Brock in the UFC or Chuck in Pride?
Chuck and Pride.
Really?
Yeah. But I was young. I was 23 when I fought him. Didn't know anything. Training was not good. No strength and conditioning. So it's just my coaches back then. I had Martijn de Jong, who was a talented coach. He actually brought the whole grappling to the ground, the takedowns, hanging in the corner against the wall. But Lucien was a kind of a traditional coach, and his stuff didn't work. I mean, the knees worked, but other than that, I didn't see any low kicks, high kicks. And have you trained with Lucien once?
No, I never trained with him.
But you've seen us train, right?
You know what? Yeah, I seen maybe he air passed with me one time. Maybe one of those training sessions. Yeah.
But you've seen me train many times because we were sharing locker rooms. All that stuff didn't work. And that means that you're putting so much energy and effort into workouts, 60%, 70%, because I was more with Lucien because he kind of demanded that. Yeah, as the head coach, he's like, but there was not the reality of what came out in the fight. So I don't think he's a good coach.
Not for MMA. Right. What about for just strictly
In
kickboxing?
K1, he was also not present. Right? He had some smaller shows, some stuff there, but no, there was some technique, but you need to kind of. What I did was I just took all these techniques and I just transferred into MMA. Right, when there is a takedown, when there is movement, when somebody's just backing up, when somebody's coming in, the distance is different.
Yeah.
But I had to do that with everything from Lucien. So his stuff was not good, but then I would modify it and then it would work.
Yeah.
Who's your toughest opponent? We all get caught sometimes here and there in fights, but like toughness. Who is your toughest opponent straight up? Let's go around the block.
I think Verdum was tough.
Really?
Yes,
Wow.
because
Who's your toughest opponent?
he's a guy. He has multiple plans.
Yeah.
It's tricky. Fought him 3 times. He surprised me in the first one. I just came out of surgery, was not 100%. Okay, that's an excuse, right? But still, he got me there. Got like a lot of confidence from the fight. In the second round, he was talking so much smack. And then because then so that was like a little hurdle. Okay, who else? Francis was strong.
Francis is scary.
That's a scary one.
That was one mistake, and I'm in the locker room.
Did you feel like you underestimated his striking?
No, well, I had a game plan, but it was just one mistake.
Yeah.
What was
And
that?
with him, I was gonna attack and then pace, and then one attack too much.
Really?
Yeah, one mistake.
Overcommitted. Yeah.
Overcommitted. And I mean, because I was engaging him, he was using a lot of. If you're using a lot of power, you're gonna get tired quick. So my plan was I'm gonna fatigue him, which I still very confident if I would do it, it would work. But yeah, if you get and that's his strength too, right? Because he's so strong and so instinctive in his movement. One mistake and it can be done, and then that's a lot of pressure at itself, right? Pressure.
He's so confident. He doesn't check himself, doesn't guess himself. He's just throwing heat.
Yeah, that's.
And I think that is based on his power. Actually, because I saw him against Anthony Joshua fight.
You were
So
there?
I was there, and he was actually a boxer before UFC. So
Who?
he's actually got Francis
Was he?
Francis.
I didn't know that.
training.
He just didn't look like the way he was
His
punching,
hand.
the way he punched sometimes in
Got his hands
in
out.
UFC.
He's tricking people, right? That's what.
You,
Yeah, he's punching them easy. But very strong. Very
I never
strong.
would have guessed that. 'Cause
Boxing? How much boxing did he get?
And later
That's
on,
it.
he was also wrestling when he fought Stipe. He was out
yeah.
wrestling Stipe.
Oh,
right?
yeah, he
So
was,
he's,
Yeah.
Wait, you never guess what?
That he was a boxer before the UFC. Just about I don't know these guys' name. The newer guys. He knocked one guy out. I don't know. I would never guess the guy's name. Remember the guy's name? He was a heavyweight. Of course.
Sirigan?
No, and he was like a black guy. He looks like
Derek Lewis.
No, he looked like Derek Lewis, but he had like a big belly, and he knocked him out going against the cage. He was going against the cage, and he knocked him down, and he threw a couple more punches. I don't know the guy's name, but the way he was swinging, it just didn't look like he was technical. He didn't look like he had in a boxer train. Just looked like he was just like a strong puncher.
But the first fight, we watched it. You thought he was a boxer.
What?
So
When he fought Tyson?
Yeah.
Fury? Yeah. His boxing looked good. But I'm saying he said that he boxed before he came to UFC.
got it.
And I never would have guessed that.
It didn't look like it before,
Yeah. My manager was talking about him yesterday. We was in the gym working out. My manager was like, hey, now that your fight with Shannon's out, what you trying to do? You trying to do some MMA? I'm like, I was like, man, I don't know, man. I'm 40. I'll be 46 next month, man. I want to do some boxing. I don't want to do MMA.
How long you still want to be active?
I don't know, man. I still love it, but I've never done boxing. That's the only thing I haven't done with all my martial arts, and I just want to do it. But my manager was like, you know how managers are. They make money off you. And he was like, bro, I still can get you some fights. You still can fight.
Yeah, they want you to fight.
Exactly.
Always, right?
They always want you
But
to
you
fight.
have to have your own plan.
Right.
And maybe some goals also, right? Because if you're not doing anything, then the fight says, let me just... And the attention is also addictive.
Yeah.
The money is addictive, the attention.
I like the money. I never fought for the attention. I like the money. I do like competing and everything, but he was saying like I could get you a contract with PFL. I was like, man, shit, I'm a heavyweight now, man. There's some big boys over there. He said, yeah. He said minimum $2 million for Francis. I'm like, shit, you got to pay me at least $5 million to fight that guy.
You're gonna fight Francis Ngannou?
No, I'm not going to fight Francis Ngannou.
Rampage Jackson versus Francis Ngannou.
No, I'm not going to fight. I'm just saying this is a conversation with my manager. This is a
Gonna
conversation.
fight Jake Paul.
Wow.
I'll fight Jake Paul in a heartbeat.
You would box Jake Paul?
Hell yeah! But this is the conversation that my manager said. He was like, yeah, Francis, because he's gonna be going back over to the PFL, but he got to fight that big giant guy, whoever that
guy's huge.
The guy's huge.
that guy's bigger than Francis.
Who's that?
I don't know his name.
He's the champ. I don't know, but he's big.
He knocked out Ryan Bader, your brother, your friend.
He's my boy.
Yeah, y'all look alike.
What?
Exciting
Take it
fight.
easy.
It's going to be do or die time for Francis, right? Because he has now 2 losses, even though the Fury fight was
Yeah,
beautiful
that was a
performance, but still
That was a win.
2 losses. So now he has to come back. He has to make a statement again.
Yeah. He's going to come back and fight that giant guy.
He's doing MMA for sure.
I think so.
Yeah.
I haven't heard.
Because boxing wouldn't make any sense. He lost twice. The
Yeah.
Anthony Joshua fight was a big loss, right?
Yeah.
Very decisive. So he got to go back into MMA.
Yeah, there's no one.
How did you guys are all professionals? How did he go from that fight against Tyson to then that fight against Joshua?
What do you mean?
Like his style, he looked so good in the first fight against Tyson Fury.
That's because Tyson underestimated him, and Anthony Joshua came out of 4 or 5 fights in 12 months, high fight rhythm, and they just watched tape. Right? Look at his patterns.
Yeah, because Tyson Fury, he had no boxing tape to go off of.
He didn't know anything.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. He couldn't study. All he could study was his MMA. He couldn't study his boxing, right? And so AJ, he watched the Tyson fight like, oh.
But that's a strategy too, right? If you're gonna just play a little bit simple, and then in the fight you startle your opponent, and then, did he really win that fight? That's another thing, right? Tyson Fury. Actually, he was kind of like, if you count the knockdown.
Yeah, I don't think Tyson won the fight. I would have gave it to Francis. But if you pay attention to the AJ fight, AJ fought Francis really smart. You saw that body jab that he was doing.
Parrying.
Yeah, and he was setting him up. He just set him up, and I saw it. I was like, bro, he's setting you up for that big hand, that big right hand. Set him up.
What about the Fury Usyk fight? We all watched it here. You were there. What do you think about that?
Beautiful fight. Wow. Yeah, Usyk is special, right? Very special.
Very special.
Did it make you want to go do a boxing fight?
No, I'm not gonna fight.
Nothing.
Absolutely. They were asking, right? But I'm not gonna fight anymore.
Man, I would jump at a boxing fight in Saudi in a heartbeat, bro. I think you would do great because you got great striking. They'll pay you big money, man.
Yeah, but it's not about the money. It's about goals. I have different goals now. We'll get into that. And I want this longevity. So fighting doesn't match me anymore.
Yeah.
I want to grow old in the best version. I have great plans, big plans. I'm executing those plans. Need my brain for that.
Yeah.
Right? Don't want to get hit more. I got hit for 30 years.
How many fights you got?
94.
God damn.
94 fights. So my first fight was
Jesus.
17, and just every back-to-back fights every 2 months, 3 months, and then later at UFC it was twice a year.
That's
But I had to
insane.
train so much. After a fight, I would take 1 week off and then start again.
Yeah.
And the training would be 2-3 hours a day. Right, always learning. I mean, skill is good, and we're in shape, but.
Surprised you can still move.
It's good to be
Healthy. You got your
that's
health.
a lot of fighting.
everything is working. so I'm
Everything's
just
working.
Very thankful.
That's
Time
the
to move
downfall.
on.
They said the downfall of us at the end is like those injuries that can get you.
He has a point though, because you know a lot of boxers that's been fighting since they were 17. You hear them talk, you just hear in their voice they don't sound right.
That's not good.
It's not good. It sounds a little punch drunk. A lot of fighters.
Oh, you
a
just
lot of
spent $25,000 on books, so you read them all.
Yeah.
That's a lot of books.
Yeah.
Got to read. Right? Got to open the mind. No, but I actually am making a longevity protocol. So I'm looking at others who are doing. So Brian Johnson, do we know Brian Johnson? The tech guy.
Yeah.
Already can see some big flaws in his plan. So I'm making my own protocol. But if you guys are done fighting, then I would love to work with you guys.
All right.
Because I got this all based on resets and changing patterns. And
Corrective
then,
patterns. Everything's about a corrective pattern in life. You know, what you do one thing, you do the opposite. And
Yep.
you eat, you don't eat. Inflammation is probably the biggest killer of all of
Yep.
us, really. And then the liver. The liver is what controls your hormones and everything else and that's going on. There's a lot of different things, but you just got to correct the situation.
Are you doing the liver cleanse?
I always do it. I've been eating like this week. I've been eating once.
But I can
once
also
or,
tell
once,
because
once or
you-
twice a day.
you-
My
you-
skin, everything,
yeah.
everying's coming back. Like it's
Yeah.
like I can feel everything. I got a couple bad blood tests. I mean, I was before Joe Schilling. I got a blood test. I was like, my testosterone was at like 360. My thyroid's through the roof and like all these things. I was just like, what the fuck is going on? I started having to do my own research and I lived a lot of healthy ways, but then there's certain things I was doing that weren't helping me.
And
You
it
know,
accumulates over
everything
time, right?
accumulates
Yeah.
over time. And like I had a bad liver, like a fatty liver, whatever they want to
That's
call
why
it.
you need to do the cleanses, and there's all holistic, right? So it's not like the pills don't work. It needs to be
No.
holistic. So you just need to know how. And I'm putting together this very nice program.
Yeah.
Liver cleanse once a month. It will still take you,
But you can't just,
2 to 3 years to cleanse your liver. So it's like a long process. It's not like
Overnight, it's not
No.
overnight.
But once you know, and then you start doing it.
yeah.
So you writing a book? You writing a book, or you already reading?
No, it's a program.
It's a program.
So I'm actually starting that July. So it's called Awakened Warrior. So what am I doing? I just looked at all the stuff I knew, 30 years of health, of recovery, and I just made a program. So with this group, I'm going to fight. We're going to do some fight stuff, move. Okay, this is what you already know. But I'm also going to take them in the ice bath. So and that's all lungs. If your lungs are weak, you can't go in the ice. If your lungs are strong, you can go in. But it has to do also with nutrition. If your nutrition is not good, if you're too acidic and you understand there's too much inflammation, you can't go in the ice.
Yeah.
So then you need to fix your diet. So this group I'm going to do July, first one. And then I'm thinking maybe end of the year, beginning early next year, I want to do a group in Miami and perhaps LA.
Newport Beach.
Is it gonna be like a seminar, or people can order it off online?
It's going to be a month program, most likely once or twice a week, 3-4 hours. We're going to train, we're going to fight, we're going to go in the ice, and we're going to be breaking the bad patterns, right? Which could be a phone, could be the cigarette, could be a drink, could be that cookie in the evening in front of the TV. So, because I was always helping people, and I kind of found like, hey, if you take something away, cookie, and you add something which makes you lose weight, just some nuts, you're still gonna feel saturated, like you have something in your stomach, but what you have in your stomach is making you lose weight. And if you just keep doing that for, let's say, a month, then you switch the pattern. And you lost weight and you kill the habit. So I kind of created the program around, this.
You believe in cardiovascular because the cardiovascular they say is huge, obviously, because the way your heart pumps out, how much your heart can take, and your CO2, your intake.
Breath work, go in the ice. I'm actually building up to 1 hour in the ice. I did it December, and I'm gonna build it up again now.
Wait, 1 hour straight?
Yeah.
At 30, what? 30, like freezing temperature?
Can't do 1
We're
minute.
talking-
I'm
what
training
temperature?
at what is it? What is
What's Celsius?
Celsius -2. That's my training.
Loco.
So that'll be like
Loco, Celsius -2. Pull it up.
30
Hey,
degrees.
see.
Or
30 degrees,
29
20 degrees. I can't even do it like
29
1 hour.
I can't.
28.
28
Wow,
degrees.
my
Wow.
God.
For 1 hour.
Yeah.
And what's the longest you've done so far?
I've done 1 hour till here. So now I'm building it 1 hour till here. And it's because your arms get very sensitive.
But you just fall asleep, right? Your body falls asleep.
Oh, no. It's maximum stress. Maximum stress. You don't want to be in there.
You're not worried about frostbite or anything like that? Hypothermia?
No, because you got to train it up. And listen, we all have the ability to heat ourselves. It's just that we always, in California, it's too warm.
Do you pee?
not
Do you
cold.
pee in the ice water though? An hour.
Oh my!
Hey,
Oh, that's a
how
long
are your
time.
toes when you get out of there? I like
They're
your-
good.
Your toes are good.
They're good. Listen, every cell in the body has a little factory, mitochondria it's called.
Yeah.
And what you're doing is when you go in the ice bath and you keep doing that every day, these little factories, these mitochondria, they become bigger. And that heats your body. And when they are bigger, then your cell is more clean,
Yeah.
which results in more energy. So I'm actually I'm very much looking forward to the state that I'll be in when I'm able to go in there 1 hour. Because you're just in like a high energetic state.
You know what I realized a lot? My legs used to, from so much damage from kicking, from the contusions, I would get bad edema. And then sometimes it would be worse than others. And I didn't really put the connection, but there's a connection between your liver and your legs and your feet about like how things circulate, because it's the furthest thing from your heart, and your liver controls almost every process of your body. So it's like the cleaner my liver, like the more my legs were less affected. So last like few weeks I've been really experimenting. It's like I pulled so much inflammation, I can see like it coming out of my legs and fixing.
So
And then the rest of my body too. It's like there's so much information out there. You have to obviously trial and error and try.
yeah, you just got to go for it. And why not, right? It's your health. And if you don't do it, 20 years later, you're going to have... it's like, do we know Wim Hof?
Yeah.
Yeah, Wim Hof.
Iceman?
Iceman.
You came back. I remember you came back to fighting like through Wim Hof. Like you made a big thing of it, right? I mean, like I remember
It actually
part of your
took me-
process.
it actually got me through my last camp, the ice.
Yeah.
If there was no ice, there was no last fight.
Really? What did it do for you?
Well, it again gets rid of inflammation by cooling the body. The body has to heat itself, and when it's heating itself, inflammation dissolves and exits the body. But your ability to heat yourself, that everybody can do. But then you have to pay the price by actually going in the ice.
So Rampage, how long do you think you could last in the ice?
Fuck, man, it's torture. That's torture. That's torture to me. I've done an ice bath when I was training for John Jones, and I was up there in that training camp in
Big
Colorado.
Bear?
No, we went to Colorado for that.
Denver.
One. No, Denver. That was hell for me. That was torture. And I did it because I really wanted to win that fight. But I hate ice baths. I remember when I used to do kickboxing, that you hurt your ankle, you got to sit your foot in a bucket of ice water. Man, that fucking.
But you know what it is? It's because when you're, I'm not saying you're overweight, but when you're,
Oh my God.
I wasn't overweight for the John Jones
Oh
fight.
my God.
Yo,
what's going on today?
I wasn't overweight
What are you
for the
wearing?
John Jones. I wasn't overweight for
You
the John
look
Jones
great
fight.
today. I'm sorry about this, brother.
It's okay.
Everybody picking on you because
I
you're shaped
know,
like a
you got-
black jelly bean. I'm sorry about this, brother.
Hey,
A black jelly bean.
Yeah, you brown today because you're wearing like a 2XL. You need to go back down to XLs.
Man, fuck, I'm taking this off.
Why? No, don't take off your shirt. Don't take off your shirt.
Taking it off.
Don't take off your shirt.
Y'all calling me fucking overweight. Fucking.
We didn't call you
are you
overweight.
going all the way out?
What do you mean? Oh, here he comes.
Oh.
Here he comes. He looked like the
Hey.
security guard at Sharky's. Come back over here. He looked like the dude who worked the front door at XS. Look at.
I always put the layers on because they keep it super cold in here.
Yeah, you got layers on. No worries,
I'm
brother.
heavyweight now.
No worries. He got layers on. No
good.
worries. No worries.
take my words back.
Yeah. No, it's okay. He needs this because he be bullying a lot of people lately.
I don't bully nobody.
Damn, you look like 50 Cent. You got the ice on. You got the chains. You looking jacked. All right.
50
Many,
Cent.
many.
He okay, 50
Many,
Cent.
many. Hey, listen.
I know that's your favorite song, Many, Many.
Listen. I knew it, dude.
I knew that's your.
One thing everybody wants to know is that as a former kickboxing champion and someone who knows the game probably better than anyone in the UFC, what are your thoughts on Alex Pereira and what he's doing right now?
Oh yeah, he's interesting.
Break it down for us.
Yes, so from glory into impressive resume, right? He knocked out Adesanya, I think twice over there. followed Adesanya into UFC, and then he's just winning his fights without any grappling, without any ground. So I kind of looked into it. I don't see a long term for him because he just doesn't have that ground. Even though he's strong, he's big, but you need to also be sharp, right? You need to be good. You need to take other people down at some point. I mean, he is very good in the stand up, but I don't know. I'm skeptical.
Have you ever heard of that league they came from over in China? I never heard that kickboxing league that they
China.
Yeah, it looked like they was fighting in China. Adesanya and Pereira. Wasn't they fighting
Brazil? I think it might have been Brazil.
No, I thought they was fighting.
Yeah, I think it was China.
I think you never heard that league.
I never heard of it.
I
It's
never
just
heard
like
of
a
it.
small promotion.
Oh.
But kickboxing is kind of on its way out, right? There's no real big shows. So it's China. There's some shows here and there, but it's
China.
So,
They was fighting in China.
What was K1's downfall, by the way? Because K1 was the badass. I fucking love K1.
yeah, so you
And then it
have
just fell apart.
the promotion, and the head of the promotion was who?
What was his name? Ishii? What's his name? Ishii?
Ishii was there, and he already got busted for tax.
Yeah, tax evasion.
thing.
Yeah.
The owner?
That was in 2006, 2007-ish. So that was their first time rocked.
Yeah.
Because in Japan, it's kind of a different culture. If you're there affiliated with
Yakuza?
criminal offenses or Yakuza, because Yakuza is criminal offenses, then the television shows are going to pull the plug because it's like a scandal.
Oh,
They
really?
do not like scandals. No.
You think the same crime family owned that was behind Pride was behind the K1 as well?
No.
Different crime families?
Yeah.
Why you call them crime families?
Because
And they were competing.
Because
Wait, they really were?
Yes.
Yeah.
What do you think this is?
But do you really believe that, or is that just something?
Bro,
everybody
listen,
says?
I'm telling you,
It's the dead truth.
bro, when I was
Be careful.
Gary-
You're
Gary-
on your way to Japan
I
next
know
week.
Gary Goodrich saved my ass one day because you know how silly I was and stuff. I was real young, I was silly. I used to fuck around.
Oh, we
all
would
the
have
time.
never imagined. You're silly, bro. We would never have imagined.
I don't know if you remember. You remember that Japanese guy used to wear that hat with the wings on it. I was backstage.
fan?
He was like one of the. I guess he's one of the higher ups. He's an older Japanese guy. You've seen him, and he had like a dope ass hat. And I always wanted his hat. And Gary saw me. I was about to go and grab his hat, and Gary was like, "Don't fuck with that guy. You play around your
Was he
way."
wearing sunglasses?
Yeah. He said, "Don't fuck with that guy." I was like, "Oh, why?" He said, "Man, that's the head of the fucking boss right there. Don't fuck with that guy. You fuck with that guy, you might come up missing."
But I know that these promotions. So you had the television shows. They were in charge.
Yeah.
So I don't know how that relates to these this individual or these groups.
Yeah, he
groups.
was.
But above them was the TV. They were paying for everything.
Yeah.
And ultimately, they pulled the plug, to answer your question,
Yeah.
because of the scandals.
Yeah.
Too much criminals, too much crap.
Yeah.
We don't want this anymore. This is not exemplar for people.
Wow.
So
Yeah.
let's get
When
it
I learned that they had,
and
Yakuza-
it was wild also.
it was wild. It was wild back there. Did you remember about the president hanging himself?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then
They said he hung himself, and remember we used to stay at the Hilton Tokyo, and we couldn't stay there no more because of that. You remember that?
The president of Pride passed away. And then,
2002, 3 something ish.
Yeah. It was early. It was
Yeah.
early on. So when I remember backstage, these guys with suits used to walk backstage, and I didn't know anything. This was my first couple of years being in Japan. I saw everybody else back up against the wall and just and bow like that. And I was like, I was asking them, like, why,
There's a power structure in Japan back in the days. It's not there anymore, but back in the days, and it was very mysterious. Everything was mysterious.
Yeah.
At the event, everything was serious. You didn't understand anything. You just got your envelope, right? Envelope cash.
Yeah.
Flew in, flew out. But again, that was also the charm of back in the days. Right? No rules, no regulations. Anything goes. Bob Sapp, Wanderlei Silva, all those people. Now,
why do you mention Bob Sapp and Wanderlei Silva?
Well, what do you think?
Bob Sapp's the homie.
But you like Bob Sapp, right?
I love Bob Sapp.
Listen, I like Bob
Sapp.
Sapp,
Yeah.
but he is an example of Japan.
Hmm.
That Bob Sapp would never be possible in the States.
That era, yeah.
Yeah.
And Wanderlei Silva as well.
Yeah, as well.
As well.
Yeah.
I do feel like if you ask anybody who really truly loves MMA, their favorite is Pride fights.
Yeah.
Almost
Hey,
everybody.
I'm gonna
That's
tell
the
you-
first thing they say.
I'm gonna tell you the number one thing I miss about fighting the Pride, besides the fans, is the after parties that they used to have right after the fights in the back room.
Yeah.
You just go back there and socialize with the
and
VIP
it's, and,
fans.
it, and it's not. It was just very classy. It was kind of like at the boxing fight they're doing the similar.
Oh, they
it's
did?
just networking.
Yeah.
So it's like all.
It's like a
famous
little banquet or
people.
something. It was like a weird, yeah.
Just shake some hands, take some picture. Great for networking.
Yeah.
The one you just went to.
Yeah, but UFC doesn't do something
No,
like that.
no one else ever did that.
There is UFC doesn't have any levels. And are there celebrities going to UFC? It's like
They do, but they don't have
minimal,
nothing for
right?
them.
It's not like it used to be. Back
Yeah.
like 10, 15 years ago, it was more, I guess, right? Because it was the new hype.
It's all influencers now. They got like a TikTok star next to Donald Trump. It's like the whole thing is just not. There's not.
So what are we talking about after the fight? Even from the first fight, the undercard, like as soon as the fight was over, it was like a back room area where you can, you'll see the two guys that just fought. They back there cheers and drinking beer and eating food and watching the rest of the fights, and they had VIP fans that can buy tickets.
Yeah.
No way.
But then they stopped there later on.
meet
And
and
I
greet?
don't know why. Yeah, it was just like a hangout spot where you don't have to be in your locker room. Like
And
you
there
take a
was
shower.
good food.
Yeah.
And there was just like a wind down.
For the
period,
fighters.
right?
Yeah.
For the fighters.
But
Yeah, for everybody.
For
Everybody
everybody.
involved.
Oh,
Some
wow.
celebrities, some
And,
Japanese.
and some fans could go back there. One time, I met this chick. She was one of the baddest chicks I've ever seen in Japan at that time. I remember fighting, and I saw her close in the front row. I'll never forget her. She had like big boobs. She was gorgeous, and she had like makeup in her eyes. I never seen her like that, right? And then she came backstage, and I started talking to her, and I got her phone number, and I'm all happy with my friend, and one of my friends I used to train with, he said, she's a porn star. I was like, shut the fuck up. She ain't
Japanese porn star?
Yeah, he said she's a porn star.
Does that even exist?
Yeah. Yeah. My friend was weird. My friend knew
They're weird.
my friend knew
Japanese-
every porn star on the planet. He knew it right away. I didn't watch porn like that. I didn't know. And I got a fucking number, and I was like, what? He know I don't like porn stars like that. I won't never smash a porn star. Then I look over, and Gary Goober's playing with her titties.
Oh my!
No.
Gary Goodrich. How's Gary?
I haven't talked to him in a while. I talked to him on Twitter. But you know, after doing K-1, he took too many
I
punches.
know. No, very bad. That's what I'm asking. Because he's back in Toronto or where?
Canada. He's
Somewhere
in
there.
Yeah, somewhere in Canada. Yeah.
Gary Goodrich did K1.
Yeah. He did.
And he
did
fought
it.
Toronto,
He
but he actually had some tough fights.
Yeah.
Very few wins, but then they just used him.
He has no business doing K1.
No, he had some knockouts though. He was okay, but he just took too much damage though. He did have some knockouts.
They
over there.
even kicked out his teeth in the ring.
Yeah.
Right? This, like, who was that again?
I didn't see that one.
He made a kick. Boom.
You
his
can't
teeth
come.
just-
Talk about health. Talk about health.
Yeah,
you lose
yeah,
your
it's
teeth.
very sad,
Lose your
very
teeth.
sad.
You don't.
Yeah.
You don't come
That's
back.
crazy.
Yeah.
As we get ready to wrap this up, we have a few more things to go over. First of all, I appreciate you being on this thing. It's amazing to hear the stories and kind of just hear from you in person. That's one of the main rules of our JAXXON podcast. Me and Rampage said we will never allow people to phone in. They can't come. We don't do it. I've been texting him, blowing up his DM, trying to get him here. He's probably so annoyed with me.
Yeah. I feel bad that he be bothering you guys, and you live on the other side of the damn globe.
I felt so bad, but I was like, bro, this is the biggest show. We got to have him.
But tell him he should have like a TV screen right there, so
Nah,
people that live on the other side of the world, they could just
we'll
do it
fly
from
him in.
studio, right?
No, we'll fly him in. Whatever they need. This is
I think
this is
energy
MMA royalty.
yeah.
MMA royalty deserves this. You deserve to have these guys across. He deserves to have these people in. This is what makes the show. It's like, how many fighters have you reconnected with this year?
Yeah, a
you
lot.
like fighting again. You're in shape again.
Yeah, I'm starting watching MMA again.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Oh, you were totally out of it?
I just never really watched it. I never been a fan. I just like doing it. You know,
I couldn't
now?
get him to work out. I
Now
couldn't
you
get him
are?
to do
yeah,
anything.
but because it's like I'm meeting some of these guys and a lot of new UFC fighters. I don't know who they are, right? And they get kind of offended. So now I got to watch. You know, haven't been watching the last 10 years. So people that's been fighting in the UFC for 10 years, I have no idea who they are.
I don't watch UFC either. Only the top fights. So John Jones I watch. I think Tom Aspinall is interesting.
Well, wait, what do you think about him?
Aspinall? Very loose, fluent. Yeah.
Do you think what about this whole thing with him not being able to fight and then, John Jones fighting Stipe? How do you think that should have been done?
I think it's... why they're not even fighting? Or they are fighting, or what's happening?
Uncle Chael gave us the analogy. He said that basically the interim is just the interim champion, and the minute that John Jones steps back into the ring, then he's no longer the interim by default, and then by default he gets put back, and then John Jones gets to basically acquire whatever fight he would want. I mean, he did a great breakdown about the rules, but I don't know. I feel like it's very controversial, right? Should the interim be fighting John Jones or the legend Stipe?
He should.
Yeah?
Yeah. Stipe had fought for many years now.
Yeah, Stipe said he's
Just
waiting for
disappeared.
John.
And yeah, but it was a little bit vague how that went, right? I mean, I don't know.
Stipe's
Francis
last to Francis, right? His last loss.
Yeah,
and that
yeah,
was like
yeah.
4 years ago or something like that.
How you
very
think?
long time ago.
What do you think about John and what's his name? Aspinalls.
Who is going to win?
Yeah.
I think John. Yeah, John.
What?
But Francis and John would be very exciting.
Yeah.
I know that there was some.
Yeah, that would have been very
that
exciting.
and they both wanted it, but then timing, and then now Francis gone. And
Yeah, that would have been
that
very
was
exciting.
that was the fight to make, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
To see who's real.
That would have been huge.
Let me get some
Still
quick
is.
quick wrap up opinions on fights. So Stipe versus John Jones. Who do you think wins that?
That's difficult, but I would go for 55 John, 45 Stipe.
Wow, that's almost wow.
Yeah,
Why is that?
maybe I'll adjust 60-40.
Okay, explain that though. Why?
Stipe's not fought in a long time. What is he doing in the meantime, right? Because when you have a fight, there's a camp, there's development. And when you're not doing that, you're doing other stuff. Okay, maybe he's has a high focus, high dedication, so he's training, but you're not fighting. And John is fighting, not that much, but he is fighting. He's a talent.
He's coming off an injury though.
John?
Yeah, he had surgery or some shit.
Two surgeries.
What did he have?
First, he had one surgery, and then during that surgery, he got another one to fix a problem that he was having.
Shoulder.
Yeah, shoulder, yeah.
But I mean, he's a dude. He's one of the
But
greatest to ever do it.
But
We
you know
just
how
talked to
hard
him.
it is to come off of surgery and go right into a fight.
When was the surgery?
It's recent.
Yeah, he's been out for about a year, I think.
So that's actually maybe a risk then.
Yeah.
But Stipe also getting older, right? 41 or something? 40?
Hey, pull up the video of Stipe hitting pads. Show awesome.
Yeah, yeah.
So you would basically go 60-40 for who though? John Jones?
Yeah, he's
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, just more rhythm and also a little bit more X factor, more surprise.
What about John
Stipe is
Jones?
strong base though.
John Jones and Francis.
That would have been 50-50.
Straight
Because
even.
one mistake, and then you're gonna have a lot of tricks up your bad, like John has. But one mistake,
Yeah.
and I believe also there was some tension on John's side for that.
Yeah.
Right? One mistake and it's over.
With all due respect, I think Francis is a great fighter. I'm a big fan of Francis. He's a great guy. But I think John Jones is too smart to fight Francis at his game. He would try his best to take him down and try to submit him. He wouldn't play that game with Francis.
Really?
Yep.
No way. No way John Jones stands with Francis. So if they fought, no disrespect to Francis, I think John Jones would desperately try to get him to the ground.
Yep, I think so now too, because France is coming off 2 losses, so confidence will be a little bit down. But that was the fight to make, and then it would be maybe 50-50. Because first fight, heavyweight, Francis is strong,
Yeah.
right? Different kind of power.
You think he's the strongest that John would face?
Absolutely.
Yeah. Is he the strongest you ever faced?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I fought all kinds of...
Yeah. That's incredible that this guy literally just is. Everybody says the same thing about him. So he's just superhuman.
Man, he's twice my size. I took a picture with him. He's twice my size.
But also his life story, He walked from Africa to France,
Wow.
What?
and then was homeless. Oh, you didn't know that?
No, I didn't know
He's
that.
from where's he from?
Cameroon.
Yeah,
Cameroon.
Yeah.
Refugee. I want a better future. Walked his way towards the ocean.
Then he
and
swam
then-
it. Then he swam.
No, he took a boat. but those, listen, when you see those boats, when there's 100 people on that, he was on one of those.
That's crazy.
Made his way into France, was homeless until that coach, Lopez, kind of discovered him. And he kind of took him in. And that was kind of his beginning.
Yeah. And I believe the story also is multiple times got sent back, correct? I think he got sent back.
I don't think he got sent back.
I think there was a story, but I'll double check that. I might have to fact check that.
They
but
need to
I-
make a. They doing a movie about Mark Curtis Smashing Machine. We need to do a movie about Francis.
Yeah.
But I think
Francis deserves-
that's all a matter of time. I think he's just focused on his fight stuff now because his story is really really inspiring.
And the story's still going.
Who would? Yeah, I know. But if they do a movie about Francis, who would play him? Who would play his?
You
character?
could do a good job.
No,
You're a
no,
great
no,
actor.
no, no,
You were
no.
great in A-Team. What are you talking about?
No. I'm talking about a real actor. Who would?
Denzel. Denzel.
Denzel couldn't play.
Why not?
He's too small. We need a big. Who we got? A big black guy that could play Francis in the movie.
You need a fighter. Have you been seeing the photos of The Rock as Mark Kerr?
Hey, he looks
in the
like
video?
he's looking like Mark.
Looks like Mark Kerr?
Yeah.
Yeah, in the photos.
Yeah, no, we're
He's
gonna
got
pull it up.
hair.
Hey,
He's
pull
got
the
hair
Mark
on.
Kerr, The Rock video.
He's not pulling up shit.
Yeah,
you
bro,
tell
what are
him.
you doing over there, bro? Are
He's
you
not
still
to pull
mad?
up several shit.
Yeah,
I want to
nothing.
ask you. I want before we go and we do all this. I want to ask you about Conor McGregor. Did you ever meet him?
I met him once, 2014-ish, somewhere there, 13.
Y'all fall on the same card,
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
and you think he's gonna do well in his comeback fight?
No.
What do you mean, no? Wait.
Do you think he's gonna come back?
No.
Do you think he's gonna step in the cage?
I think I think he might try. If he does, it just doesn't have a happy ending.
Yeah.
Some things that you can kind of listen. You're talking about your liver cleanse and all this and health. You're gonna have a happy ending. When somebody is drinking and doing, then you know that's what his that's what's keeping him occupied.
Yeah, they're gonna picture.
Look at this is.
You passed
Yeah,
it.
what are you doing, bro? This is The Rock playing Mark Kerr, and they been leaking some photos.
He looked like Mark Kerr.
Oh yeah.
He looks jacked though. He has the fake tattoos.
No, his body looks like Mark Kerr's body.
Yeah.
Mark Kerr used to look back then. Boss Rutan is training him for this movie. You know that?
Yeah, Boston
Cool.
Bader.
Yeah, Bader is
head-
playing
his
Mark
head-
Coleman.
His nose or something.
Yeah,
There's something going on. That's makeup.
Yeah,
But his body as well, yeah.
yeah.
Traps.
What did you think of Mark Kerr?
I trained with Mark Kerr before.
I think
Kind of a-
he's
he's a-
also a legend, right? And then, because after every couple of years, you kind of look up on him, right?
Yeah.
And then, so he kind of crashed, right? He had this documentary.
Yeah,
And then years later, I was like, oh, what is Mark Kerr doing? So you're going to, and then he was a used car salesman or something, right? But interesting how he kind of was all over the place. And yeah.
yeah. Because he's one of the pioneers of the sport, and you can only imagine what those guys.
And he seemed also like intelligent.
Yeah, he's very intelligent. He's very intelligent. He actually, you guys will actually like him a lot because he's into the same stuff that you get. He knows the body and stuff like that. I saw him recently at one of the UFL events in Arizona.
You have his number?
Yeah, I can get. Yeah, I
I'd
can
love to reach out to him. Listen, because also, what am I doing next, right? I guess that's one of the questions
Yeah.
I'll just jump into. I'm planning to organize this health lifestyle expo. Everything holistic, everything lifestyle. You'll love it as well. Sports. I'm actually in talks with Saudi Arabia and Dubai with the Sheikh. So I think it's going to be either one or both. But I want everybody as speakers, right? Because we gotta bring our stories in the world.
All
Speaking about faith, health, happiness, it's actually a little bit also for my daughter because she doesn't understand anything anymore. This is the youth. The youth has actually a lot of problems. Phone addiction, too much information, right? It is the age of information, too much. And they're not hearing good, proper stories anymore, right? So I want to build this platform, also going to bring it to the States. Right, already just came from Miami, also Dallas. I want to, because we got to get people more conscious about health, more conscious about diet, especially in the States. It's like people don't understand anything anymore.
Right, the food because the food here is terrible. It's killing us.
Pharmaceutical industry is also being a pain, right? Staying inside, just wait for your shot. Really, I don't. Oh, the ingredients are going to be disclosed in 70 days. Really, you really think of? It doesn't make any sense, right?
We gotta reset.
But they can get away with that because nobody understands anything
Because
anymore.
no one has any attention span. Because everything is just fucking. That no one.
see
You
right
gotta
there.
reset.
So
You
that's
gotta reset the attention span. They're polluted by just the excitement. This little pop up ads, everything. So it's like
so that's what the phone is
ingrained.
doing to us. And actually, this is I'm doing this group July. My first group is going to be like 15. Hey, if you guys want to be in the group, come to Holland, right? Because we're gonna train a little bit.
Hey, Bear.
Take
We're
a
gonna-
picture.
we're gonna- oh, yeah,
or put it in
First
your
time
phone.
in Holland.
We're gonna do the ice bath,
Oh my God, that's torture.
Cover the number.
but we're gonna.
Oh, can they see that?
Yeah, cover it just to be safe.
I didn't know if the cameras could see that.
Real quick, just so we're on this too, I wanted to read this little excerpt from Francis Ngannou. His attempts to cross in the dinghy were foiled 6 times by Moroccan forces who penalized him by dropping him off in the middle of the desert or temporarily jailing him. As months dragged on, he learned to live in the shadows. He tried to cross the border at least 6 times. He would have to sleep in internet cafes, researching how to get across the border by himself, sleeping endless nights in the forest by himself. And his quote by Francis Ngannou, "You have to just sleep in the bush like an animal. Sleeping was rough." This was his 7th try is when he stepped foot on European soil. And it was exactly 1 year after leaving Cameroon, after nearly 2 months of being in a migrant detention facility. And he learned, the absence of anything before that.
Man, that's why I would have gave
going
up.
on.
I would have
Yeah.
gave up.
He's definitely somebody I want to have on my expo because this story needs to be told, right?
Yeah.
I want to see that movie.
But also your stories, right? Your story is super interesting. Your story is super interesting. I heard of you at Strikeforce, right? Champion. You had your battle with Weedman, right?
Yeah.
So,
Man, the toughest thing he has to face being a model is getting dudes from hitting on him.
That is
look
true.
Look at he a pretty boy.
Yeah,
he,
that is
he
true.
ain't had no hard, tough life.
How do you think I got this job?
What happened? What happened? What do you mean? Tough. Because he was a Strikeforce champion. I hired him.
Yeah.
No, he was a UFC champion. That's why I hired him.
Oh, okay.
What do you mean?
That's
What does Strikeforce have to do this?
He said.
How about that phone case you got there, Alistair?
You see how he be throwing things out of bounds? I don't even know what you guys are talking about. I was too busy reading.
What kind of phone you got there?
This is
Damn
a
it.
very cheap, crappy phone. But I can adjust the colors, a little bit less bright. I can adjust the screen.
You're
So
tapped in.
it's fine.
You are very tapped in to your well-being, your state of mind. Everything around you has to play a part in making sure you're healthy.
Yeah, I did that in the fight game, and I'm just living like that, right? If you know this is bad for you, listen, testosterone is an all-time record low.
Yeah.
Why do you think that is? This thing is
Ask
in
him.
your
Ask him.
pocket, disrupting your balls.
No.
So you need to.
You think the
Absolutely.
phone being in my pocket disrupts my balls?
100%.
Wait, hold on.
I
Look,
thought it was the food, but he might be on.
That's
something.
why you have to have so many Blue Chews. It gets because you have two phones. You have a burner and then you have your phone, so you have double penetration to your balls.
He the one. Hey, he the one.
What?
He the
Double
one. Hey, he the one
It's
who
double
made fun of you.
penetration.
He the one who made fun of you. But why you coming to me with the Blue Chews? He the one.
I'm
He the
never
one. That,
coming to you. What are you talking about? I'm saying that's why it makes sense. That's why you have to order Blue Chews.
I don't.
Listen, I'm going to explain how it works. So this is your phone.
Just
When
direct
it's
it towards him.
There's a circular field around, electromagnetic field. So you can put it on the table, but if you're underneath, it's just gonna go through. So, and if this is just in your balls, it's 100% disrupting your balls, your body and your balls. And your balls are important, right?
That's why I got this on the back of my phone. It's supposed to block a little bit, but
That helps a little bit.
It helps a little bit. Don't do a whole lot. I might need to put 2 more on here or something.
I'm not gonna say anything
But
that I
again-
just saw, but I'm not gonna say anything I just saw on the back of your phone.
Yeah, because you be getting me in trouble.
No, because yesterday it said eat good.
Yeah.
So I saw a great message. I was gonna tell him right now. I was very proud of you yesterday.
Yeah,
I saw
I leave little messages on my phone.
his background of a screensaver yesterday was like what was it? It's like 3 mantras: eat good, train good,
Yeah.
punch good,
Yeah,
something
yeah.
like that.
I leave myself little messages. I got messages on my mirror when I wake
I'm
up.
not gonna show it.
that's
It's just
the-
a photo of Luke on the back of your phone. That's
I
the
got
great.
How is it working out for you? The reminder messages.
You know what? It helps me. It helps me a lot. You know, because I'm gonna be 100% honest. I did let myself go. I got depressed because I got mixed diagnosed with a thyroid issue, and they put me on medication. But for years, I was gaining weight while I was on this medication, and it depressed me. You know, I always been natural my whole life, and I always been ripped. You know, I always been shredded in shape. I didn't have to work hard. And that's why I never really lift weights throughout my career and stuff like that. People used to always think that I was like really good at lifting weights and stuff like that. My dad was like really muscular and stuff like that, just how I am, right? Then I started getting fat, and it depressed me for years, and it depressed me. And so now, you know, so I got one of my friends. He's like a fitness guru, and he's been training. He helped me lose a lot of weight, and he's been teaching me a lot about nutrition and stuff like that.
And what is he teaching you?
Well, he makes sure I stay natural because he's against doing anything. And a lot of people think that he's
Tier T things.
yeah. He everybody thinks that he on shit because of the way he looks because he's like 5% body fat. Everybody, no one believes this
Rampage,
guy.
come on.
No one believes my coach. No
Hey,
one.
keep it
I don't
moving.
care. I don't
Keep it
care.
moving.
I don't care. Nobody. Hey, listen. You know about nutrition. So
Keep it
nobody
moving.
believes that my coach is natural, but I believe that he's natural.
Some
now.
people are.
I didn't believe
I
it at
bet you
first.
think strippers like you too, huh?
They do like me though.
See what I'm saying?
Yeah. Anyway, so now he's been teaching me a lot of stuff about nutrition, and he changed my diet. He don't want to talk to me about fasting. So I fast, and I've been eating once a day, but lately I've been eating twice a day to get more protein in. And I just been losing the weight, and I work out and I lift weights almost every day now. And now I'm boxing. Now I'm finna start doing MMA because I'm doing that pro wrestling with Josh Barnett. It's like
How's Josh?
Josh is doing good.
Wow.
He got his own pro wrestling event in Japan.
In Japan.
Yeah, it's called Bloodsport.
Don't you leave next week?
I leave on the 18th of June.
You're gonna wrestle there.
Yeah, I'm gonna do a pro wrestling, man. It's kind of like an MMA fight, but it's pro wrestling, Japanese pro wrestling.
It's pretty interesting.
Yeah,
Josh was always interesting as well.
yeah,
Right? A lot of knowledge, a little bit different.
yeah,
The ability to beat everybody.
yeah,
Right?
yeah.
Yeah.
I used to train with Josh.
Where?
Here, we used to train in Big Bear, and I used to train with him in Orange County with when he used to train with Eric Polson. A lot of years I was
And
training with Josh.
that Eric Kai from Hawaii, he used to also train with Josh. So
Eric
he
who?
also speak highly of him.
Eric,
Eric, the tall guy, jiu-jitsu background.
wait, where he fought in? You talking about Big Cat? No, you're not talking about Big Cat. No. Eric who?
Eric Kai. Let me get a
Yeah,
picture.
Hey, you know who I
My
miss?
phone is dead.
You-
Can I charge my phone?
Yeah.
You-
Look, charge him up.
You know who I miss? I miss Heath Herring. Have you heard from him?
Heath. So long, I haven't heard from him. He kind of just left the team, disappeared. He actually fought again in UFC, but I don't really.
Yeah,
don't really
I saw
follow
him.
I was never really in touch with him.
For real? I saw him doing poker
On some
online.
tournaments, yeah.
Yeah, I didn't even recognize him. Didn't he look
Cowboy,
totally
right? Or
different? Yeah.
what's his nickname again?
Crazy
Texas
Texas.
Horse. Texas Crazy Horse.
Yeah, yeah.
So as we get ready to wrap this thing up, I got two more things I want to touch on with you. Number one is, did you ever train with John Jones?
Yes.
Yes. How long did you train with him for?
I was at Jackson's 2014 to 2018. So
Was he there the whole time?
Yeah.
Yeah. And how was he as a training partner?
Back then, he was very polite. We didn't work that much because one time I hurt him accidentally.
Wow. What'd you do?
Yeah, I took him down, but his foot didn't move with. So his foot just stayed planted. Yeah, that was a very, very bad injury. What else? Yeah. He actually gave me some great advice, some fights.
Really?
Yeah. Oblique kicks, teep kicks. Very. I remember.
Yeah, we don't like
No,
those.
but then I had the Mark Hunt fight, and
Yeah.
that actually took me the victory. And he was very polite, very positive.
Really?
But he has two sides, right? If he is targeting you for a fight, then of course he's going to put his mental. He's going to try and get in your brain.
Yeah.
He's really good with that.
Yep.
He's really smart that way.
In what way?
Manipulates for sure.
To get in your under your skin.
Yeah.
Right, when you fight, you want to be relaxed, but when somebody's annoying you, poking you, and he's a master of that, right? So you can, because it's an energy thing ultimately. If you're able to sneak some energy out, and if you can sneak out a lot of energy, but if you can just do that very slow, then yeah, and that can be done before the fight, right? By different ways. I used to not really do those things. I just do the stare down. I don't really get into battles. But it is a way to. Some fighters actually would. Like for example, the Crow Cup fight. He didn't want to fight me, so I had to. Yeah, be a little bit vocal.
Yeah. Pull it out of him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why do you think he didn't want to fight?
Nothing to win. And then when we fought, I kind of demolished him. Right? He had 2 cuts. He didn't land anything. It was 8 minutes till he got kneed in the balls. That was kind of his way out. His way to finish the fight without a loss.
Yeah, that's an interesting one.
You square up with people you kind of see like sometimes you're like, I got this guy, and then but sometimes you look at him, you're like, this is gonna be a fight. He's gonna be there to fight. You know you can win, but you know the guy's like, there's nothing that's gonna stop him. Like you can't get in his head. But then some guys as you meet them like through the week, especially the fight week comes, you start to see him melt a little bit. And you're like,
But I think
you're like,
it's
I got
also
you.
I always had a thing with eyes. I look in somebody's eyes and it just gives me information. And I've looked at so many eyes, right? 94 fights, and then you can just predict. You can predict if somebody's a fighter or
You see
not.
that
If there's
eyes,
if
how they
they're
change.
yeah.
Wow, that's crazy. Literally, just by looking in their eyes, you could feel their
Wind of
energy.
the soul. The eyes it tell a lot.
Really?
So
But you have to train yourself to kind of read it, right?
You do that?
Yeah. I do. I believe in it 100%. I gotta be careful what I say now, bro.
Sound that motivated?
No, bro. I gotta think.
I think his head was out in Japan about something.
No, I gotta be careful.
No, he knew he was about to say something he didn't want to say.
I gotta be careful what I say now, because sometimes I say something, the next thing you know, it's all over the internet. Then I got 100 people DMing me, asking me what the fuck I was talking about. I'm like, man, no, that shit. But I hate fighting people that's afraid to fight, though. I really hate fighting scared people, because they get an extra boost of adrenaline that I don't get because I'm not afraid. And I hate that.
That's interesting.
They're faster, they're stronger. You know about
You have to go get them.
Yeah.
You have to dig
Wow.
deep.
That's like a thing.
Yeah.
Like you guys as fighters recognize that. Like
Because
this
if somebody is just coming at you, then it's like a coin toss, right? And then of course you have confidence, so of course you're gonna come out on top. And usually we would. But if somebody is scared, then they're ultra sharp. Sharpness is high. He's backing up all the time. You have to really keep sharp till the last moment, which could be right, because they want to bring it to decision.
Yeah.
They're more focused on not losing instead of winning the fight.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. So you never been in danger before where you felt stronger and you felt faster?
No.
Yeah. That's growing up in Orange County do it for you.
I didn't. Oh my God! You see that?
L.A. to Orange County.
Yeah.
He's had the best of both.
Well, that's
I know what you're saying. I know what you're saying, but no, like.
But that's good though that you
No.
Yeah, because I think
feeling in danger. Like if I was a kid and I'd watch these guys in the club and I'm like, oh, he might hit me right now because I'm like stealing his bottles and I'm running around the club.
Have you ever been shot at before?
Yeah,
like somebody like
they shot at my car. They didn't shoot me though.
But you was just in your car.
I was just driving. They shot at me.
I remember one time I got.
Did you get hit?
No, I was chilling. I actually was driving on the wrong side of the road, so they couldn't even hit me because they thought I was dodging them. I wasn't even dodging.
Would you listen to Many Men? Try to have sex with.
When I was 19, he invited me to go meet him at a meeting. I was by myself, and we met at a Vietnamese coffee shop. And I walked in. I had never seen so many girls basically half naked. And I'm like, bro, I brought my dad. He didn't know I brought my dad. My dad was like, I'll wait in the car while you guys handle your meeting. I didn't even know what it was. So just to put into perspective how long I've been dealing with this, he goes, sit right there. And then all these girls came over. They're like, you want coffee? I'm like, no, I got a Starbucks with me. They're like, don't worry about it. I'm like, all right. Yeah.
You see how you changed the subject?
When was this?
I was 19 years old or 20 years old at least.
Which
probably.
year?
I don't know, like 10 years ago.
Yeah.
I was young.
Yeah, you see how he changes the subject. Though.
No, it's just interesting how you try to put it on me like I've never been in danger.
I just asked you a question. I was going to try to explain to you. That's why I don't like fighting people that's scared, because the first time I got shot at, me and my cousin, we was running from the guys, and they were pow, pow, pow. And I remember I got this boost of adrenaline. And I was running, and he was trying to climb the gate. I just hopped over that motherfucker. The gate was like 6 feet tall. I was fast as fuck. I was like, I remember that when I fight Rashad, I was going to bring it up with Rashad. When I fought Rashad, he was scared of a motherfucking bitch.
Rashad was scared of you?
He was scared of a motherfucking bitch.
How come you didn't say when he was sitting right there, though?
I forgot about it.
Oh, interesting. How convenient.
I forgot about it. He was scared. John Jones was scared, and they had like.
You think John Jones was scared?
Fuck yeah, they were scared. That's why they crawling into the motherfucking cage.
He did say that. He was scared. He did say that in a video.
But it's good to be scared, because then awareness height you goes up and you're not gonna get hit.
Right, it is. It's good
because one hit.
Who are you most scared of?
Well, that was maybe my problem. I was never. There's tension, stress, but you just deal with it.
It's nerves. It's the difference between being nervous and scared.
But for me, it would be very good to be scared of Francis, because then I would be it would just be a different fight.
You always just thought you were more elite or more well trained or more well prepared?
And I just want to attack too much.
Oh, you just want to go.
Yeah.
Sometimes you let that energy get the best of you, right?
Well,
you come forward too. You try to become too confident.
Into the punch.
You try to act like you're not scared.
Were you scared of Joe Shilling?
I'm scared of everybody. Everybody gives me a little bit of a, get my blood pumping.
What's the difference between nerves?
I just knew Joe was going to come at me hard. Like, when a guy is going to he's got You
knew him in previous?
I knew him previous, but he just wasn't some guys are going to it's going to be a methodical match. But then some guys you fight, they know they're coming straight for you. So you just got to be you got to play that game. They can only come forward for so long because you can break them at some point. But then there's different fights. Every fight's different. As you read up to it, as you see in their eyes, you can feel them.
This was karate?
Yeah, it was like kickboxing, karate. Yeah, there was takedowns.
There's a pit.
We were in the back. We were in the back, and there was this divider that was out in Dubai. And you can hear each other cracking and kind of almost see a peek, but you could hear the crack of kicks. And it was all right, how hard can you kick? How hard can I kick?
Yeah, I know you.
I'm gonna fuck you up. And then Joe's like, stay down, motherfucker, stay down. I'm like, when I hurt you, better fucking not get up. I was like, the fuck you talking to, Joe? I'm like, you better stay down, motherfucker.
He said that?
Yeah, we kept going back and forth.
For real?
Yeah, he was like, I could tell his energy was up, and he hadn't fought in a while.
That motivated me.
I knew he could come at me hard. He was gonna come hard. So
he was going to come on you hard.
Interesting.
My first time.
He broke. Yeah,
right here, he broke Luke's nose. But I told everybody on the podcast. Remember, I said Joe's in trouble. He should have never pushed Luke in the park. I knew once he pushed you, I was like, Luke's going to win this.
Oh, that's what y'all was saying.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Look at this thing.
You didn't see this, Alistair?
No.
Oh my God.
I've seen this just brief on social media.
It's a fucking. And they kept running up the wall. I was like, what? How do you you lose all your leverage there?
The craziest thing is watching you fight in pants.
Right?
It's kind of cool though. It's kind of cool. I'm not gonna lie, but it's
watching you fight in pants was. Me and Loco and all the boys here were watching it. I was like, this is crazy.
There are takedowns allowed?
Yeah, there's takedowns. You just can't everything has to be action. Has to be consistent punches.
Did you kind of feel like you was in a Kumatang? No.
Could you hit? Oh, wow. You could, okay. Yeah, that's a little bit on the punch.
Yeah, how long could he stay on the ground for?
You can stay until the action stops, or you touch both knees. You have to be one knee, so they want just straight action.
This is
Why don't you fast forward to the knockout, Loco?
Like, yeah.
Is there
right
is there kicks?
It's right here.
Yeah,
No
yeah.
kicks on the ground, right? When somebody's grounded.
You can kick on the wall.
Ooh.
Oh, he's back from Dubai.
Wow.
He is back from Dubai.
You didn't look like you was scared of him though. Bear said you was scared shitless.
I didn't say he was scared. I just said I could see Luke being a little
No,
upset when he got pushed
he
in the park.
he texted me. He said he said you had to change your underwear 3 times before that fight.
He don't wear underwear, brother.
Oh, how you know?
The best
How you
part,
know?
Alistair, is
What do you
I
mean?
grabbed the little man.
What do you mean, how
I got
I
a little
know?
dwarf man.
Because he always in the gym. He walk around. He's like,
oh,
there's a girl here training. He out here swinging his thing around. I'm like, yo, Luke, go put on some
Third
sweatpants.
round, second round.
Third round.
Analytics. Jokes.
Analytics.
Oh my God. Luke, it's good to see you
Let's
back
go.
just striking at an all-time high. Jesus. Did Boss Ruin teach you how to do that palm strike?
Palm strike. Did he ever teach you how to palm strike?
He did actually, because
Yeah.
back in the days it was.
He loves the palm strike. Because I did the bare knuckle too.
Because that was punk rust, but also rings. Rings and punk rust were kind of competing. You were not at rings, right?
No,
but
no.
you knew of rings.
I heard
back
of
then?
it. I never been.
So that was the pride before,
Yeah.
but it was kind of smaller. And then open palms.
yeah.
Did you ever palm somebody?
I did not. No, I did not.
It was no need. It was no need for
Because
it.
when I came to rings, it was gloves.
Oh.
Do you have any of those pride gloves you fought in?
Yeah,
Man, they always kept them. They always took them from me, and
yeah, of course.
they would take them. You had to hide them after the fight.
nice, nice gloves.
Yeah, you just had to hide them, or they'll come and steal them. They'll find my. They start finding my gloves and stealing them from me.
And we're not used to that from Japanese, right? Because
Right.
Japanese are kind of very nice and respectful, but they wanted those gloves back.
Yeah.
Why?
What?
Because they sold them for a lot of. They was worth a lot of
they had
money.
this fan
After,
Yeah.
fan
can
club
imagine.
thing,
Yeah.
sign, and
Yeah.
Yeah, you guys lived in a unique era during that time.
Yeah, the UFC didn't care. You keep all your UFC gloves.
because the UFC gloves also not special.
No.
They used to try to take your belts though, right? I mean, like afterwards.
What?
Like if they try to promotions trying to keep you with the same belt. Remember they were trying to pull that one for a while.
Yeah.
They in Strikeforce tried to pull this shit too. They
Not-
like
not
the
really,
UFC
no.
was trying to do it too, like where they just make you like, okay, you've already won your belt, you don't get another belt.
Yeah, they give it picture
Right.
and then take
Oh
it.
yeah, no.
They
You're supposed to get a
they
belt
were
for
trying to do that.
every fight.
defense, right?
Yeah, every defense you're supposed to get a belt.
Yeah, because every defense is also like another belt. You're
Right.
2 times,
Should
3 times,
be.
4 times.
Yeah.
And that's
used
a
to
little bit
be-
the problem with UFC. All those belts are the same, so there's not really a storyline. It's just there's no cups. In Pride, every cup is different. Nice.
Yeah, the trophies.
Yeah, the
Oh yeah,
cups were very nice.
Yeah.
And that would give just 5% extra motivation. Oh, I really want to get that trophy.
What was
The belts was nice. Yeah.
What's the best looking belt you guys ever seen?
Pride. I like the Pride belt.
Yeah, Pride was nice.
Pride belt was big, huh?
Pride belt. But recently, I saw that PFL belt that they gave when that had the ring on there. Did you see that yet?
It's like the super
I
champ.
don't know about that.
Bro,
one.
that's
That looked
sick.
cheap.
Bro, that's sick.
That looked
bro.
cheap.
No,
The ring,
it's
you
sick.
can't-
Hater.
They got a belt.
You can't be pulling rings out.
Jason
of a belt.
Jackson brought it, but he
like-
trained
I-
with Jason Jackson, so he'd be a little hater.
No, I
He's
love
hating.
Jason. I love Jason, and I think it's cool to have a ring, but not in the belt.
Yes, this is
ring
so-
ring on
A
the side
ring
of the
like
a ring on your
square.
finger.
It goes into
Like
the
a Super
belt
Bowl
and
ring.
comes out.
So you can have a ring. So you don't have to wear your belt around. Say you want to like be proud of yourself that you like like a basketball player. They can win the championship. They have a ring. It goes in the belt.
So
you can
it's,
pull it out. You leave your belt at home.
Yeah,
you
so
wear
it's,
your ring.
it's an idea, and they're seeing if it
Yeah.
I thought it was cool.
I thought it was great.
I think he's hating because he didn't get one.
Yeah,
No, I just think
he's
think-
hating because Jason Jackson got the super champ.
No,
and
the
he
super
came in
champ.
here with the dreads and everything. And you were
I think a ring should be given with a belt, not in a belt. I think it should.
Ah,
be
okay,
both.
I understand what
You
you're
get
saying. I
both.
understand. But
He's
it looks
in both.
it's different.
Luke's very stylish.
But if you
Fashion man.
lose the ring, the belt's gonna look stupid.
True. Damn, that's a great point.
Yeah.
That is a great point.
Yeah.
Still got
So,
it.
that's
So he
on-
better have like a replacement program.
they better
Yeah,
replace-
Absolutely.
That's with the But if, you,
Absolutely.
but if they came separate, everything would be cool.
We'll talk to PFL. Rampage is gonna go fight Francis
No.
Ngannou.
I'm just saying. That's
We're gonna
no,
Francis
Don't start-
Ngannou versus
don't
Rampage
start that
Jackson
shit.
2025, $10 million per fighter.
Oh yeah.
Alistair-
I'm
Alistair-
you want to
sorry,
do it for $10 million?
Hey,
Yeah,
you
yeah,
got
yeah.
your health and wellness coach right here.
Yeah,
This
yeah.
is your
Bring him
corner.
back in.
Yeah,
I'm gonna be like Mickey and Rocky. You
Bro,
got him, Rampage.
$10 million. I fight my mama. $10 million.
Hey, would you corner him if he went to go fight Francis Ngannou? Tell him all the tricks he
Of
needs.
course.
No, that'd be dope.
That'd be dope. You'd have a super
$10
corner.
million. Hell yeah, I fight France. I fight France for 3.
And I will tell you something, we would beat him too.
I think so.
Whoa. Hold up.
100%.
Hold
I
up.
think
Tell
so.
me how.
My defense.
That'll be too big of an explanation.
Okay. We're going to leave it on this. Before we go, I want to know your top 3 favorite Favorite fighters of all
Because
time.
winning a fight is not dependent on mental or physical. There's something else that comes in the mix. And if you know how to trigger that, then you win your fight.
What is that called?
Hey, if I fight Francis, I better like that fear back from me because I can get knocked out.
He wants to fight.
Yeah,
he
that
wants
just made
to
me
fight.
think. Like I was thinking, because I was thinking when we were talking about people scared, I was thinking like, when was I scared when I was fighting? And I remember the first time I was scared when I had to fight Igor Vovchanchyn, and I gave him that note.
What note?
You cracked his ribs.
Yeah, I cracked his ribs. Yeah,
Wait, what note?
I gave him a note before I fought him.
Wait, what?
What'd you say? What was the
I said, my mama said, "Don't knock me out."
Ah.
And he read it upside down. He's like,
Wait, is this a real story?
Can he even
True story.
speak? Can he speak English?
no, and he couldn't. And
He's
that-
Ukrainian, right?
Yeah, he's Ukrainian, and that's what relaxed me when I gave him the note, and he actually tried to read it.
Yeah, because
Never-
he's a nice guy.
He's a nice guy,
man,
yeah.
right?
Didn't you choke him out?
The guillotine, yeah. But back in the days, these things were common, right?
Bro, I'd never heard that.
Age gap, cultural gap. So we literally didn't understand each other,
Yeah,
and that did create a little bit more tension.
Yeah.
I think, right? Those Russians were just different.
Yeah.
Japanese were different, but Japanese didn't have that much firepower. But Russians were
yeah, they was tough.
a little bit mysterious. Fedor,
Mysterious, they was tough,
never
yeah.
really talk anything.
Yeah, you don't get to know them and nothing.
No, they stick to themselves.
Yeah. I mean, the last thing I got for you is just top 3 favorite fighters of all time. Who do you think the top 3 of all time?
Yeah, I had a couple. I think Sakuraba was cool. I think Fedor is cool. I think who else?
Any UFC pools?
John Jones, I would say. Khabib as well.
Really?
GSP, right? Are we talking MMA or?
Yeah,
All time.
Kickboxing, you got
Who are your best 3 fighters of all time?
In MMA?
In
I would
MMA
say,
across
Fedor,
all.
Fedor. Because I was out those big events, remember?
Oh
It's
my
just
God!
like,
yeah.
wow.
Yeah,
It's like,
he's still my favorite fighter.
yeah.
He's huge, man.
Very humble, very
Yeah.
grounded, good values, a little bit mysterious.
He's a good guy though.
Yeah. Igor. Loved Igor. Vitor. Liked Vitor. So I
Vitor
fought
Belfort?
Yeah, Vitor Belfort.
That was a crazy fight.
Yeah.
You guys fought?
Yeah. It was 5. Light heavyweight Grand Prix.
Oh, I forgot about that.
Yeah.
Did you submit him with a headlock? Or rear
Guillotine
naked
as well, yeah.
guillotine?
How are you submitting all these black belts?
He was at the black zone.
I focused on the guillotine and I kind of mastered it. And I kind of found some little tricks and tweaks. And then, if you're too late, then it just sinks in. And I just did that. There was not really, were there other submissions? Yeah, I had a average submission set on all submissions, but the guillotine was perfect.
Guillotine's
Until
most appropriate. I'd say.
everybody started preparing for it and then it didn't work anymore.
The only person I ever successfully did a guillotine against is my son.
Hey, let's end that.
That's true.
Hey,
Hey, we got it.
Hey, we gotta-
Don't start.
What?
Listen, hey,
you want to fight your mom for 10 million?
want to fight his
I'm
mom?
joking. Come on, I want to fight my mom from 10 million. But my
12 million.
son fought me though. My son hit me. I had a real fight with my son.
No, you didn't.
I'm true story. My son, he sucker punched me
Where?
in my jaw, motherfucker.
When?
How old is he?
He's 24 now, but he was my only kid that went into fight.
How big is he?
He's right now. He's probably like 190.
Wait, and he just sucker punched you?
Yeah,
Raja?
Raja. We had an argument, and he sucker punched me.
Where?
What do you mean? In my
Like
face.
in your house?
Yeah, in my house.
And you didn't do anything?
I beat his fucking ass.
You guys brawled in your house?
We did it. We had a full-on MMA fight.
Who won?
Who you think, motherfucker?
Him?
Me.
Oh, I'm
What the
making sure.
fuck?
I want to make sure. I don't know. I never
just
heard this
said-
story.
I just said I'm the.
Hey, listen, Jackson podcast.
I'm not sure we need that one on the list.
Jackson-
It's cool. We're fighters. We fighters. He thought he can beat me. He thought he could beat his dad because I'm older and shit.
Did you have your girl raise your hand in the middle of the living room or no?
No, the police raised my hand.
Oh my!
The police
Jackson
came-
podcast. We out.